Yo, what's good, everyone? Yo, hello. All right, be right back. All right, what's up, everyone? I'm gonna just advertise my stream. All right, that looks good. All right, perfect. Let me just go on here real quick. All right, hello, everyone. What's good? Yo, hello, everyone. I'm gonna be reacting to Marlow's video. Wait, am I even live? Oh yeah, I am. All right. I want a tree. Da na 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 na. All right, so I'm gonna just go on my phone. Yo, what's up, everyone? All right, I'm reading chat right now, so I can hear. King Default was threatening. All right, what did you say? Hi. All right, perfect. Let's just start it. Let's go. Is there even sound? Oh yeah, there is. All right, perfect. Yo, hello. Does everyone hear me right now? Wait, I don't know if they hear the. Yo.
Hey everyone. I just wanted to start at this video
Yo, what's good,
by
everyone?
saying that there's a lot of things that I need to address. And in this video, I plan to discuss a lot of what's been going around on social media lately. Some of the allegations that have been circulating relate to who I am as a person, which is unfortunately why I've been forced to face reveal for this video. The best way
Face reveal for this video. Yo, her voice like sounds AI, but she's speaking, bro. This is actually true.
to summarize the current situation is that there are three main allegations being made against me right now, which are cheating, committing theft, and being another person.
All right.
The situation mostly started off with the first two allegations, but over time, it seemingly blew up and everything meshed together. Something I should probably clarify is that I had already been working on this video before the more recent allegations.
Yep.
So I'm actually recording this intro after having already made most of everything you're gonna see afterwards. The main reason I'm adding this intro in is to address the more recent Danger Mario allegations that Eximity made.
It's not her
Since
real
the great
voice.
majority of everything I had already included in this video is related to debunking the other allegations. With that being said, I need to come forward about the fact that the situation I'm in today has largely been negatively impacted.
Yo, I feel like this video is gonna get watched by Eximity, and then I'm feeling like in 3 days we're gonna have a Eximity response video, and he's gonna find like a bunch of like little things that are not right in her response video, and he's gonna debunk this instantly. I feel like, yo, this is 3 hours, bro. What the fuck?
By my own actions.
Right. I'm
Since there's some things that I haven't been upfront about with other people that have led to a lot of the allegations around me being more believable. Even though there's a lot of people making videos spreading misinformation or deliberately trying to get me cancelled, my own mistakes have definitely played a part in landing me in the position I'm in today, so I'd like to apologize for that. First of all, it's true that I've been using an AI voice for the last few years.
What? She's actually using an AI voice. Yo, guys, just watch it, bro. Let's just watch it.
This is something I've lied about so extensively that I can't really blame people for a lot of the doubts they might have had regarding the type of person I am.
Yep, that's true.
I'm going to be talking in my normal voice for the rest.
Oh, so that was an actual AI voice, and then that's her real voice right now.
Of the introduction.
There was like a switch right here. Wait,
Lied
listen.
I am.
I'm going
people for a lot of the doubts they might have had regarding the type of person I am.
I'm going to be talking in my normal voice for the
that's her normal voice.
rest of the introduction. But most importantly, I wanted to explain why I was using an AI voice and why I lied about doing so. So first of all, following the whole controversy regarding me being a man, I was actually planning on admitting to using an AI voice prior to posting this video. For those of you who don't know, ever since later on into the cheating allegations, I've been under investigation from the administrators regarding all the videos being made against me. After Eximity's video, this amped up even further since the allegations had become severe enough to where I was becoming too much of a risk to everyone else.
Yep.
The other admins and I had been—
Bro, this is a deepfake. I can't lie. I don't know. Hey, I'm going to bed, but I want to mention, before I do, it would be drastic, but if you do end up What?
And talking about meeting up in order to debunk the allegations.
Meeting
so we
up?
had a discussion about it in our
This finna end up in some EDP type shit, bro.
groups. The problem is that within these
Are you for real gonna watch 3 hours of it? Yup. I'm gonna stop.
the
I'm
other
gonna stop
staff
just
members
pausing
started to
every 2
backtrack
seconds.
on the idea of meeting up in person, and they insisted on a video call. Previously, however, I had already been told that a video call was insufficient, since apparently there are advanced forms of AI that make it unreliable. Because of this, I knew that if I were to do a video call and admit to using my real voice, it would convince them that that's what I was already doing.
Yo, we need to fly out to Marlow's house and watch her play in 4K and watch her, like, see her to see if she's actually real. This is, like, not fucking some deep shit AI fake or some shit. And watch her, like, play in real life so we know she doesn't hack.
Since I had already
It's
been
literally the only way to know if she hacks or not.
about using an AI voice.
Because her,
Using
like,
the AI voice for the
cheats
video
are
call
too,
wasn't an option either, since using it live has a delay of around 300 ms, which would be very obviously desynchronized. My only option was to keep lying about my voice until I could meet them in person, so that I could prove I'm an actual human being. The issue is that I kept trying to arrange a meetup with the other staff members, but almost everyone rejected it. I also wasn't allowed to meet up with my friend Rai Rai because the other staff thought he was suspicious. Part of what frustrated me about the whole situation was that I was being told that an in-person meetup was insufficient for proving that I'm not a...
Danger Mario, or I don't know if it's Danger Mario Marlow, she might have just, like, hired an actor and just say this, bro.
Man, because apparently a man could just transition their gender in the span of a week in order to convince people. Essentially, it felt like I was being treated as someone who was guilty
Am I allowed
no matter
to spoil?
what.
Nah, bro,
but
don't.
The problem is that I wasn't
Spoil,
really
bro.
given a full chance to explain my side of all of the evidence. An example of that is within PvP Rank's statement regarding me. They bring up how a username similar to my own was brought up a few hours before I changed mine on my main account. Therefore, I must be an alt. The issue is that this wasn't something they ever brought up with me, because if they did, they would have known that before my main account, I played on another account that had been discussing my username change before that. I think from their perspective, considering everything they had seen, it would be easy for them to be convinced by the evidence.
Marlow rented
From
that girl?
my perspective, I wasn't able to
I don't
do much to defend myself until either releasing this video or meeting up with them and explaining everything in person. Unfortunately, all of this led to a rift in our relationship, and so I'd like to apologize for the fact that I couldn't be upfront about my usage of an AI voice in those moments. At some point within our discussions, I finally managed to make arrangements with one of the staff members who was willing to meet with me in person, which I'm grateful for since it helps a lot for verifying that I'm not AI, unless I am secretly a robot. I'm actually out of state recording this video.
You're not
from my
watching all
hotel
that.
room.
Yo, thank you, Virik, bro. Yo, Virik, after this, we VC, bro.
Since there's not much else for me to do right now. With all that being said, though, I want to explain why exactly I use an AI voice and why I wasn't ever upfront about it. For some background, my family,
Chad, do I
especially
remove
my
the...
mom, was all...
I'm not supposed to be using all that... Oh, this kind of shit. Yeah, that's true. Marlow, when she used to speak to me, like, she told me, like, she wasn't allowed to, like, use that shit. Like, her parents and shit. Alright, and also... Should I remove the captions?
Always extremely overprotective of me, to the point where I wasn't really supposed to be using social media. For this reason, from a young age, I generally would try to alter the way I spoke online in the instance that my voice was recorded, especially if I became bigger on social media later on.
Yeah, that's true.
The issue with doing this was that my way of speaking wasn't suitable for full-length videos, and as I got older, I also just generally had more trouble doing it. For this reason, I eventually decided how to learn how to train AI voice models, so I trained one off of a dataset of my already altered way of speaking. I know this confused people since a lot of community members and YouTubers vouched that they had done calls with me before realistic AI voice changers were a thing, so now you finally know the answer to that mystery. The reason I've denied using an AI voice for so long is because since the AI voice is based on an actual dataset of my own altered way of speaking in the past, I felt like it was acceptable to lie about since it wasn't someone else's voice. I also felt like admitting to using an AI voice would cause people to doubt that I'm an actual person and believe some of the crazy rumors people spread about me. In retrospect, my decision to lie about this wasn't a good idea since it's actually provided people with a logical reasoning to believe all of the rumors being spread about me. I'm genuinely sorry for all of this, but I just
stop spoiling in the freaking chat, bro.
More private,
Actually, stop.
and so a lot of my behavior comes from that. I really do hate the fact that I'm having to face reveal for this video, but ultimately to a degree, it's actions like these that have led me here in the first place.
She looks
so
like a child. No, she looks like she's like 19, 20, bro. She doesn't look like a child, bro.
There's another thing I definitely need to talk about. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be upset about this, and in saying it, I have a feeling that I'll probably be cancelled pretty badly, since it pretty much affects my entire channel. The reason I'm going to say this is because even with the whole stealing and alting stuff being false, there's still a whole other layer that needs to be dealt with, which is the cheating allegations. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the clips of me hitting while looking in completely different directions and stuff like that.
I don't know, bro.
And those things all get explained very well later on in the video, but there are stronger pieces of evidence in the form of consistent tick timings and really smooth aim from my mace montage. A lot of people use this as evidence that I use macros and aim assist. The truth is, almost every montage on my channel is heavily staged.
Oh wait, this is Minecraft shit, bro. We need to put it one next.
And by that, I mean the majority of clips are scenarios that I replay a few times.
Bro, is she saying that her... Wait, let's watch that again.
Evidence that I use macros and aim assist.
Yo, macros and aim assist.
The truth is, almost every montage on my channel is heavily staged.
Alright, so we just admitted to... Let's watch that again.
Assist. The truth is, almost every
montage is heavily staged. Bro, so you were straight up lying. And you never said anywhere that it was staged, bro. But it was kind of obvious, but like... Anyways, bro.
On my channel is heavily staged. And by that,
Crazy,
I mean
bro.
the majority of clips are scenarios that I replay a few times to create more variety in the montage. In two of my vanilla montages, I play a lot of the scenarios in a lower tick speed, which contributes to why my aim tracking looks so surreal.
Oh, that's true. Because like in her... Are we dead ass? I know, bro. But that's true. Like in her montages, every time she like changes camera, it goes so well on the person, bro. Like, I don't know, her tracking is so good. Maybe she plays like at a lower speed, like the Quavis, and she just like speeds up the clip after. That's why like her aim. Because look, if I go on Marlow's shit right here, we can just watch like wait, where's there? Yo, this one. It's a clip underground. Yeah, this. Like, bro, this looks so like hacks. I don't know how to say, but the hand movements looks really weird, bro. Lapis would crack. All right, bro.
My timings are so consistent.
You guys, do I leave the captions on or do I remove them?
The only montage on my channel that isn't heavily staged is a sword montage.
Sword montage?
Since there isn't much variety within the game mode anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Even in that montage though, I know I staged at least a few clips. The reason that almost no one realized that I was doing this was because I actually do substantially beat the players you see in my montages, but just not necessarily in the exact manner you see in the clip. I try to be very intentional about the clips I include in my montages so that I can pace them with the music and include enough variety to give them replay value. I think if I had been honest about this from the beginning, that it wouldn't have been too big of a deal.
Remove the FN? What is FN, bro? Fortnite? The video is trash. Yo, what's good, Cali? Yo, you need to watch with me, bro.
But at this point, it's been something I've kept secret for years, and even after the cheating investigations
Probably
on me.
using
I'm actually under the impression that even if my montages weren't staged, that the evidence being used against me still wouldn't serve as proper proof of hacks, which is why I never brought it up. But in retrospect, I understand that it gets to a point where even if it's not completely definitive, people can't be blamed for thinking that it's more likely that I'm hacking than not.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's too much evidence. Like, we don't know. We actually don't know.
In my 2-year vanilla PvP montage, I used a custom mod to play in a lower tick rate, since at the time, Minecraft didn't have a command for it.
Caps?
This is actually the reason for how I came up with the idea for a mod to reduce input latency, since I had recognized how slow inputs are registered on low TPS.
Oh, is that her like crystal optimizer?
Within that mod, I used to create that montage. The idea was used to make my inputs register instantly instead of per tick, which made playing low TPS feel much more responsive. A lot of people have pointed out that the hotbar skips in that montage, and knowing what I do now, I'm quite sure that it's due to the fact that I was not only using the low TPS mod for most of it, but also the feature within that mod to make my inputs register instantly. Something I should be clear about though is that when defending myself regarding the hotbar allegations, previously I actually believed that it was a performance mod, and not related to me playing in low TPS.
Yo, Cali, bro, hop on in a call with me, bro. We're reacting to that shit together, bro. Wait, I'm gonna just call Cali real quick. Yo, Cali, what's good? Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Gordo? Alright. What's up? What's up? Yep, I'm a screen share. Oh, wait, actually, I can't. Wait, actually, I'm gonna try to screen share, but like, cause if I screen share, my stream is just gonna fucking start dying, bro.
Just a little bit like low quality.
Yeah, low quality. It's alright. You just need to hear the sound. Yo, guys, tell me if the quality.
Right, yeah, that's good.
All right, is Cali's sound too loud? It's all right. Let's go.
I think that a lot of people will think that sounds stupid, so let me explain. I'm going to play a clip to show you what I mean.
But like,
and all right, so just for context, this is It's Real Me, this is Sharpness, and Theobald the Bird, and I don't know who these two people are.
the anchor description of my video.
Yo, share the audio. You're not sharing the audio.
Oh yeah, that's true. Applications, the full context. No, I'm sharing the audio, bro. What are you even saying?
Yeah, but no, but then my stream, like on Discord, like share the audio in the transmission, bro.
Twin, I'm sharing the audio, bro.
Bro, in your stream
You
on
muted
Discord,
you muted my stream, Twin.
I did not mute your shit.
For that, so
Alright, do you hear it now?
I don't think it's even showing anymore.
From the clip you just heard.
No.
Bro, maybe because I'm streaming on OBS.
No, bro. Just click on stream, bro, and then you click like share audio. Like, bro.
You can hear Refuting admit
You
that
hear
I
now?
might be debunking the hotbar
Yeah, that's
skipping
good, yeah.
allegations.
Alright, perfect. Let's go.
This is because it's actually true that hotbar skipping is not definitive proof of cheating. Refuting and Dr. Donut originally believed that it was the result of hacks, and I believe that it was the result of a performance mod. But the truth is, neither of us were entirely right, and hotbar skips can occur on a completely vanilla client, even without performance mods.
Yo,
Although
what are you even
performance
saying, bro?
On a completely vanilla client, even without performance.
No, they can't, bro. What are you? What?
That's cap. But yeah,
Bro, that's straight up cap. That's straight up lying to your viewers, bro.
Performance mods.
Yeah.
Although performance mods can increase the rate at which they happen.
Wait, did you already watch the video, Cali?
I watch a few parts.
Alright.
Reason
I'm
why I'm
watching it.
bringing
Like,
this up
do you want to
is
watch
just to
the whole thing with me? Just like to make sure. Because you're a creator, bro. You need to watch this. It's important, bro.
Yeah, no.
Reiterate
Yeah.
that when I was defending myself on this topic, my explanation was actually somewhat reasonable. And now we know it can happen on vanilla. It wasn't proof of
can't, bro.
hacking. The amount of times that it happened in my montage, though,
Yo, that's true.
left a
Yo,
valid.
guys. Her face seems off. Like, there's something off about her face, bro. I'm not saying it's AI, but like, there's something off with her, like, mouth. Every time she speaks, bro, there's like lines in her mouth, bro. That's so weird.
Reason to believe that it was hacks. And since people weren't aware of the fact that I was staging the montage,
She's like
in low
reading a
TPS,
script. You can
I
see
can't
like she's
blame
like
her.
just looking at the.
That's normal because she like made a. Even I read scripts in my videos, bro. That's like not.
Yeah,
something.
I think that girl is like a paid actor.
Yeah,
'cause
probably
after,
like a paid actor, bro. I don't know.
Because after like a while in the video, you can see that she's using the AI voice. Like after like the middle of the video, she uses the AI voice again for some reason.
Damn.
And all the time the
For
same.
thinking so.
Do I put like in 1.5 speed or like do I put it a bit? I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
in
bro.
1.25.
This is like 3 hours. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I
bro.
think 3.
That you're watching
is
this
good,
video,
bro.
Dr. Donut, I want to directly address you regarding the situation,
Dr.
as well as some
Donut,
of the
shit, bro.
other scenarios that have come up between us, so that I can communicate my thoughts a bit better. I'm going to play a few stream clips for context.
Now, everything that Marlow did, like, it was obviously, the Marlow persona was very nice to people and was very helpful.
Yeah,
and
she
helped
was definitely nice. Like when I DM'd her, she was definitely nice. I can confirm.
the community a lot, actually. But was all that
Yeah,
because
it's
he wanted to help the community, or was it because he just wanted power? I don't know. I don't know if we're ever gonna know. But yeah, bro, I can't believe that all of it's true. It's just crazy. Like Marlow definitely, or Danger Mario definitely had a goal to like, get me out of the community. Like Danger Mario recommended me to stop streaming through Marlow, obviously. I'll just say Marlow. Marlow recommended me to stop streaming. Like Marlow also intentionally had a goal to get It's Real Me to quit PvP, and that's why he was gone for like over a year.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
It's Real Me,
It's Real Me is the greatest
stopped
PvPer of all
because,
time. And Marlow like convinced him to just quit or manipulated him into quitting, I guess, which is crazy. By the way, default being blacklisted and restricted, that was also a part of Marlow's plan. default could have been the best Crystal PvPer, but he was banned from the community for over a year because Marlow like was in charge of everything and just kicked him out.
I feel like when you view someone through a negative lens, it becomes very easy to come up with negative explanations
Je suis en plein stream, fait que ma caméra est ouverte.
for why certain things were said or done. But a lot of the things that you said here just weren't my intention at all. For example, when you mentioned that I advised you to stop streaming, this was in reference to your vanilla tier 2 attempts, because you've been trying for years to get tier 2, and I sincerely wanted you to achieve that goal, which is why I helped you and gave you advice a lot of the time. The reason why I recommended you not to stream your tier 2 test is because I believe a big part of streaming is entertaining your audience, and I knew that your interest in doing that would detract from your competitive performance.
Yo, that's true. That's actually true. When I stream tier tests, I play worse than when I just don't stream it.
You could genuinely do it if you approached it with the right mindset and focus. It's also much harder to learn and take in information if a large part of your mind is occupied by streaming. Another thing I wanted to address is the claim that I tried to get It's Real Me to quit PvP. This claim is seemingly out of nowhere because I've never wanted It's Real Me to quit. I've never even wanted to get number 1. My goal to get tier 1 was in everything, every game mode, and I'd actually prefer if I wasn't number 1 overall because I hate the negativity that comes from it. If you were to look through my messages speaking about my goals and my messages to people like It's Real Me, you'd understand that it was genuinely never my goal to be number 1.
I hate being number 1, and then she gets fucking high tier 1 and everything, bro. Like,
and it still isn't. I was going up against myself with my own goal, and I just happened to get number 1 because no one else had achieved that goal yet. I wish It's Real Me had never quit, and I wish he would have kept going further so that I didn't have to be number 1, but he did quit, and now I'm number 1, so the situation is what it is. Now for the last thing regarding King Default's punishments being issued maliciously, I feel like you're not exactly taking into account what happened. He's had multiple competitive offenses like boosting and account sharing, and he said a lot of threatening things regarding me as well as stuff like leaking information about where I live. I'm not saying that in the sense that we have a poor relationship anymore,
weird,
but what I'm trying to say is that if you're looking at things from an objective point of view, those punishments were valid. As you know, I also ended up pardoning his offenses against me to get him unblacklisted almost immediately after, because I didn't want to hurt his career even though he had already hurt mine extensively. I wanted to respond to this here today because I think that out of mostly anyone...
Yeah, I think like everyone has done wrong in this community, bro. There's not a single person that like didn't do any harm on anyone, bro. Deadass. Like Eximity, he doxed someone. I don't know, he like did some weird shit. Marlow too, bro. Everyone, King Default, fucking everyone, bro. Like no one can be perfect.
you for example, you told me the last day that I'm a dumbass, you know.
All right,
and
bro.
that hurt my feelings.
No, that I never did anything. Like, and you, Kali, you didn't. Neither.
Two of us have
I mean,
getting
I'm kind of toxic when I lose in Minecraft. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, that's not that deep, bro.
to where it is today.
But
I've come to realize
toxic.
more and more that the tension between us is something bad for everyone. I want you to know that I'm sorry we were never able to be on the same page, and I think it is largely stems from the way that in which I'm a bit of an introverted person, and you seem to be the opposite of that. So we never really meshed well together in comparison to how you mesh with other people who make more public appearances. I respect the way in which you have tried to help other people grow their channels and reputations. It's something I've tried to do as well, and I think it's just generally a good thing to do for the community and players in it. I think what started the tension we felt...
bro, stop the noise in your background, twin.
Is the way in which some of the things that you used to say on stream about me, or to me in order to entertain your audience, ended up blowing back on me in negative ways that you didn't expect. So I viewed it as inconsiderate, and then when I responded in my video back in 2024, I interpreted everything so negatively because of the way in which the other people in that group were going after me maliciously. The result between us has been an awkward relationship, so I want you to know that even though I'm very much an introvert, I know that you're an honest person. And so whatever you felt when you said the things you did about me was genuine and not malicious.
Thank you,
like I said, I think it becomes
subscribing
easy to
to
look
the
back
channel.
on everything in a negative light when you're viewing things through a negative lens. But I think we've had a lot of good conversations in our time being friends. And so I'd like you to know that regardless of everything that's happened up until this point, I still respect you, and I hope you understand me better now that I've laid out some of my thoughts to you.
But why would she have like told Dr. Donut to stop streaming, bro? Why? Why would she do that, bro?
I also think next time we could probably work out a lot of these issues in private.
I don't really
since the
know,
public tends
bro.
to skew conversations.
Maybe she's just a waiter, bro. Like, she just wants to be the top one in everything, and also in the streaming or something. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's so weird, bro.
It's like these to create a divide into having two different sides, when in reality, what we want to do is create less of a divide, not more of one. On the topic of what I mentioned before, there is one more clip that I want to play since it summarizes exactly what I mentioned before regarding retrospectively misinterpreting certain things.
I mean, I haven't seen proof of this, but I've heard that the only reason Marlow even had access to the vanilla tier list Discord in the first place was because she nuked the old one and was just quick to make a new one, and everyone just followed her. But yeah, she hijacked the whole PvP community off of she took it from trustworthy people who didn't have some overarching plan to do anything crazy, and just took full control of everything herself.
So just to clarify here, I'm addressing whoever is watching this now rather than Dr. Donut personally, but what you have heard here is a very large misunderstanding of what actually happened and where the remade vanilla tier list came from.
Slow down? Nah, bro, this is 3 hours. I'm not slowing down to it.
Watch my experience video. I talk about a group called
Wait, I
WAC.
can put the subtitles if you want, so you can understand better.
that used to go around doxing and threatening people. They took down my Wi-Fi while threatening me in a call before and threatened me with other things like rape and swatting.
That's actually fucked up, bro. That's actually fucked up.
I will play an extremely small amount of this call, but I won't play too much of it because it will get the video age restricted if I do. If you want to see more of it, you can watch it on my experience video.
Speak when spoken to, you fucking whore. Or you want something bad to happen? Speak when spoken to. Say some fucking dumb shit and see what fucking happens. Do you want to test me, bitch? Because I'll turn your fucking Wi-Fi off right now. Test me again. Test me again, bitch. Sing this fucking song, and maybe you won't have internet complications, okay? Sing the fucking song, Marlow. Sing it right fucking now for me. Sing it.
It would be a shame if your father couldn't put food on the table because some internet gangsters are doing some tomfoolery. Does your father happen to work from home?
Well,
Can you
Marlow,
please send over his schedule for us, please?
Wouldn't it be a shame if your father couldn't work from home? And like everything just stopped working?
What if it was because of some internet complication?
Wouldn't it be a shame if your dad couldn't work from home because of internet complications, right? That'd be quite the shame.
I swear to God, I will find out where you live and I will choke you out.
Bro, that's just fucked up, bro.
So essentially what happened is that the people a part of this group nuked the tier list once in the middle of 2021, which was really bothersome for me because at the time, I was the only owner properly managing the list. I was doing almost all of the tier tests myself and adding all of the names to the spreadsheet myself since at the time the website didn't exist yet. Essentially, WAC used to be on the ownership team of the vanilla tier list, but I was also on the owner team as well as pretty much the only person doing anything. During this time frame, I had to put up with random nukes, them randomly giving out high tiers to their friends, corrupt owners demoting people they didn't like, and them giving out staff roles and tiers to their friends' alt accounts. A lot of people criticize the way the tier list is run today, but the main difference is that back then it was actually corrupt from the inside, and today it's just mismanaged because the staff can't keep up with the overload of manual labor, since the tier list doesn't have enough automation to sustain it. Anyways, later in 2021, the tier list got nuked again, except this time it was a fully successful nuke with nobody except the owner team and a few of the higher staff members remaining. After the nuke, I started getting DMs from WAC members taunting me about it, and so after everything, to sort everything out for a while, a new Discord was made, and the WAC players were demoted from staff. What people seem to be saying is that I was the one who made the new Discord immediately after the nuke as a means to get ownership, but that's actually the complete opposite of what actually happened. I was actually the last choice to be owner, even despite the effort I had been putting in. The person who created the new vanilla tier list
I was actually the last choice to be owner? Bro, what is she even saying, bro?
Discord was Con, and the only people who remained as owner after the nuke were me, Con, and UCC Dog. What happened was, me and UCC Dog never got along because he was very emotionally attached to the game, so when I became better than him, it really upset him a lot, and he tried to do things like randomly demoting me from my tiers, even when I was losing to no one at the time. I got demoted from mid-tier 1, which back then was equivalent to what high tier 1 is now, to high tier 2, just completely randomly because UCC Dog didn't think I should be tier 1. So as you can see, me and him used to have a lot of issues, and after the vanilla tier list Discord was remade again, a few months later I tested for high tier 1, which required me to be the best player in both my own region and the European region.
She keeps looking at the right. Yeah, that's true. She's reading a script clearly here. But like, it's alright.
That's not, bro.
Yeah, it's not like weird, bro. Even I read scripts like when I make videos, bro.
Yeah, if that's the real Marlow, it will do the same thing, like, bro.
Yeah, I would.
She will read
If I was in her position and I need to like make a video like this, I wouldn't improvise shit, bro. I would just like read a script, bro, and like prepare myself.
Yeah.
That's
There's a
normal.
lot of things to talk about, so I think
Yeah,
making a
exactly.
script is like normal.
Yo, this is 3 hours long, bro. Like I'm defending her on that point. Like she can't fucking learn 3 hours of text, bro.
People today fail to realize how hard it was to get high tier 1 back then because of that requirement. Nowadays, cross-regional fights are done on equal ping, but back then to get high tier 1, you actually had to be the best player on both regions no matter the ping. At the time, UCC Dog was the best European player, but I ended up beating him 4-0 on his region, and he ended up rage quitting the community and blocking a lot of people. At that point,
Bro, rage quit, actually. Last choice. Yeah, bro. That's not last choice.
me and Con left on the ownership team, but Con ended up getting demoted by Enrico for accepting bribes of gear on survival servers in return for giving out staff ranks. Con was the actual server owner at the time though, so Enrico had very carefully negotiate with him in order to retrieve ownership. After Enrico got ownership, he actually chose to give it to me because I'd been paying the ticket spot subscription the whole time. The way the tickets premium subscription worked is that it would only apply to servers that the linked account had ownership of, and so the way we did it before was that Con would sign into my Patreon account and link his user to the subscription. When I explained this to Enrico, he thought it was too much of a hassle to do, and he ended up just transferring ownership to me. What's funny about the way people are portraying this situation is that people act like I just asserted myself as owner, when in reality, I only got it by the process of elimination because everyone else was doing crazy stuff that got them demoted. A lot of this stuff is shown in greater detail within my old video.
Let's just watch that again. Alright, quit after a loss to me, yeah. UCC Dog rage quit. Demoted for nuking. Alright, demoted for whack involvement. The fuck is whack, bro?
Bro, why always the crazy people get the staff positions? Like, why?
I'm telling you, bro. On God, every fucking staff is just a weirdo, bro. Deadass. Everyone who runs
They're
a
all
fucking
just
Minecraft community, bro. They're all just
What the
weird,
hell?
man. Fucked up, bro. Yo,
Yeah,
can't
for
a
real,
fucking
bro.
normal person run this shit, son?
else was doing crazy stuff that got them demoted. A lot of this stuff is shown in greater detail within my old video, so if you want more information on it, you can go back to that video and you'll understand everything I'm saying. With that out of the way though, I want to talk about Eximity. So the first thing I should tell you all is that I've been seeking legal advice.
This legal shit, bro. Eximity's getting sued.
On all of this, and the fact of the matter is there's so many verifiably false claims that he's made against me that
imagine if she talks about the Marlow diss track, bro. That shit would be so funny.
Yeah, actually, half a part of the video is about Eximity, so.
Oh damn.
Yeah, you get.
But yeah, he's like the main one that like debunked her. So
yeah,
it's okay if she like speaks
my reputation and livelihood.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that not only has he harmed me, but he's also harmed the reputation of other people like Jai Guy, who, if you don't know, is the owner of PvP Club in the process. There's a lot of proof of malicious intent from him, as well as examples of him weaponizing his audience in order to cause further reputational damage to people he doesn't like. I'm going to have a clip come up on screen to demonstrate.
Bye, Danger. Like, what's up, Danger? Are we serious?
I was watching this shit.
Yeah, I was watching that shit too, bro.
Serious? Nah, everyone join the server. I'm not even kidding. Raid discord.mcpvp.club. I'm so serious, bro. This ain't even funny. Nuh-uh. Nah, bro. Nah, this is not cool, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. Why would you like raid the server, bro? Even if you don't like it, bro. That's weird. Kinda weird from Eximity, bro.
Alright.
Like, I could understand if like he actually thought that Marlow was a Danger Mario, bro. But yeah, he did, so nah, even then it's kinda fucked up, bro.
Hold on, let me hide my screen. I'm getting on a new one. We're getting on a new one.
The clip you just saw is from a ban evasion live stream on PvP Club. When he ended up getting banned, he mobilized his audience to raid the Discord, which led to people like Jai Guy and his staff members getting tons of unjustified harassment. People were under the impression that Eximity was being banned for his recent videos against me as some kind of attempt to silence him, but the reality is that Eximity's punishment results from criminal offenses that he committed. I'm going to have the person who handled his blacklist come on and explain to you all why exactly he was initially banned, so that it's made clear that it was not at all related to his allegations against me.
Hi, my name is Spooked, and I was the staff member responsible for handling Eximity's blacklist case.
Holy boys, bro!
This is Spooked, bro.
Is that Ale, bro? Is that Ale from Death Note, bro?
Yeah, bro, that's L from Death Note, bro. That's crazy. Alright. Let's just listen to this.
Hi, my name is Spooked, and I was the staff.
I'm gonna put it in like 1.25, bro. He speaks so fucking, he doesn't articulate, bro. I can't hear shit.
Member responsible for handling Eximity's blacklist case back when it occurred in July of 2024. Eximity was blacklisted on the grounds of sexual misconduct, SWAT requests,
that's true,
doxing, and requesting illicit sexual material, all of which I will now briefly cover. There are several.
Oh no, he did like some weird shit, bro. That's
2024, bro.
That's Eximity's when he got banned. That's like what.
Yeah, but back in the day, bro, like that's not the same thing. Like
yeah,
that was like
that's back in the day. But yo, he's still banned. Like he's permanently blacklisted, I think. That's why they were banning him on
Marlow
on
and banned him, bro. I think Marlow banned him or something happened, bro. I think
that's
like
it's
old,
Spooked.
bro.
It's Spooked that banned him, bro. He's the one that
that
was on the case. Yo, thank you, King Gego, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
I remember that he got unbanned for like a months. Like I don't remember very well, but I think he got the ban.
No, he didn't, bro. I don't think he did. But he was working on a he was working on the ticket and trying to get like unbanned and shit. He told me.
Several individuals who were affected by Eximity in regards to sexual misconduct, but I'll only be individually covering Marlow, given the context of this video. In the months leading up to his blacklist, Eximity developed what appeared to be a close friendship with Marlow. This relationship has since been shown to have been initiated primarily out of self-interest and a desire for personal gain. While fronting to Marlow as a trustworthy friend, Eximity was simultaneously making inappropriate...
Bro, that's just fucked up, bro. I'm gonna pass it some point soon, but I don't know if I can get freaky with Marlow like him, bro. That's crazy. I might give up on this Marlow shit, bro. Help. Alright, bro.
Remarks about her without her knowledge. These remarks included sexually inappropriate comments.
Yo, Rissa, bro, this guy is so fucking weird, bro. He actually has a swastika as his Discord username. Wait, I can show you right now. Show you right now.
Yeah, Rizzo is just a crazy person. Like that guy is. No, but that guy is actually like insane. Like that guy is not like Eximity. Eximity at least is a little bit like.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he's like getting better.
Rissa is just straight up. Yo, stop fucking spamming. Nikki, Monty, GTVR. Shut the fuck up, bro. Actually, stop spamming.
Yeah, the other guy, bro. Rizzo is just like insane.
Wait, I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, some
I'm
kind
just
of
open my
mental illness.
Alright, it's good. It's good. Yo, can I? Alright, I'm opening my own stream to like moderate my own stream, bro. Cause I don't need god mods, bro. That's crazy shit.
Give me more, bro. Why you want to have mod in your channel?
Yeah, that's true, bro.
Yeah, give me mod, bro.
Type something in chat and then I'll give you mod. Cause bro, I need to ban this guy, bro. He's fucking spamming, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Give me.
Yup. Add as a moderator, managing moderator. See, just don't do like fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, don't worry.
Alright, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Yup, perfect.
Hola, Brian.
Alright, so now I can read chat. Wait, no, I can already read chat. I'm gonna just... Alright, perfect.
Lewd descriptions and explicit.
Hey, yo, bro, what did I just see? What did I just see, son? Let's go back.
Remarks included sexually inappropriate comments.
Yo, those screenshots are crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, what the fuck is even this, bro? I'm gonna get fucking demonetized because of fucking Eximity, bro. Hell no. Sweat God is also live. Yeah, I saw that. I watched
and explicit descriptions of sexual acts, all made behind her back. In addition to Marlow, Eximity made multiple inappropriate comments about others, such as T-Sog, Annalise, and Amelia, of whom he requested nude images dating back to when she was 15.
Eximity,
Eximity's request for Amelia's nude images make up the requesting illicit sexual material punishment label. As
nephew? What do you mean nephew? Wait, let's go back.
And Amelia, of whom he requested nude images dating back to when she was 15. Eximity's request for Amelia's nude images make up the requesting illicit sexual material punishment label, as he asks for content which is illegal to even possess.
Is it full quality? Oh yeah, it is.
As for SWAT requests, there isn't much to go over. It's rather cut and dry. While talking to his friend Resaw, a player named Amelia was brought up in discussion. At the top of the screenshot, Eximity can be seen asking Resaw, "You swatted Amelia?" To which Resaw replies with no, but before Eximity can read and process this, he sends another message claiming, "Do anything to Eximity and you're..." Eximity then recognizes that Resaw was not the one to swat Amelia and asks who may have been responsible, which he follows up with a direct request for Resaw to swat her. In addition, Eximity reacts to learning of a former friend of his, Limited, being swatted with encouragement, thanking Resaw for carrying out the false swat, and reacting with LOL when another friend informs Eximity of the situation. Despite the request...
bro, I didn't know all that shit from Eximity, bro.
SWAT Amelia being an isolated incident in which we haven't seen much repetition of the same caliber when considering the context. Eximity claiming that doing anything to him or messing with him results in bad things happening to you, and the
I don't know, tell him to add me to the call or something, bro.
Totality of his behavior thus far, the sexual misconduct, and his amusement at the swatting of Limited, it becomes rather definitive, showing that Eximity lacked care for the well-being and safety of others, as swatting is an illegal activity which has the possibility of resulting in serious physical and mental harm, or even death. In another instance, Eximity directly posts the name, IP address, country, and email of another player, which he follows up with, "This is all true, by the way." Additionally, Eximity leaked Resaw's face to an unauthorized player. As for dox requests, we can see in the attached screenshot that Eximity brings up a former promise from Resaw, where Resaw allegedly claimed that he would dox Amelia in the case that she hurt Eximity. Eximity then requests for Resaw to put both her nudes and private information on Doxbin, which is a website that operates as a pastebin for publishing personal identifiable information. Additionally, Eximity has an alternate
Mr. Beast
Discord account named Mr. Beast. Upon the release of Marlow's My Experience with the Minecraft
Mr. Beast, bro, what?
That's crazy. Yo, Mr. Beast just doxed Marlow, bro.
Community video, Eximity went into the Accent Shield tier list Discord server and sent a series of messages directed towards Learn. In these messages, Eximity encouraged Learn to spin back and dox Marlow. He proceeded to use cultural stereotypes to ridicule Learn, which he then followed up by posting a fake IP address. While the address was fake and the messages posted were intended to come off in a joking manner, Eximity's display of carelessness towards the topic of doxing raises red flags and shows that he does not view it in the light that it should be viewed in. Now that I've covered the evidence substantiating his blacklist, I will delve into more recent actions from Eximity that serve as supporting evidence, showing that he might still continue to pose a risk to the community. In December of 2025, Eximity came to Resaw requesting a remote access Trojan, or RAT. He requests for Resaw to keep this between them, then states that he needs a RAT nested within a
Keep this between me and you, but if you could get me a rat inside a Minecraft mod that would give me someone's Discord token, or however exactly rats work. Can you set me up with a rat?
Minecraft mod. The purpose of this rat would be to acquire a victim's
This is like your best interest as well. I need it ASAP. but this weekend is fine. But I'm gonna bug the shit out of you about this
Discord token, data which would allow him.
Yeah, that's Rissal's old Discord name, bro. That's crazy. That's fucked up, bro. All right, so this guy's just spamming like to ask for a rat.
To gain access to a victim's Discord account without requiring an email or password. A few days after this, though, Eximity retracts his initial request, claiming that he will refrain from ratting and token stealing. Despite Eximity not going through with the ratting, him posing the request in of itself is significant, as it shows that not only does he consider acting on malicious behavior, but that he is willing to take the steps necessary to carry it out. It indicates a potential relapse in behavior, muddying the reformed image that he has painted for himself over the past year.
What all of this tells you is that Eximity's blacklist is severe, yet people
I'm gonna put it in 1.5.
seem to interpret him as if he's some sort of martyr. I'm going to play another clip real quick to demonstrate some of what he's recently said regarding his punishment.
I recently started PvPing again by evading my ban.
What?
Lapis. You know what? I won't believe shit until I see that girl playing Minecraft, bro.
Yeah, me too, bro. I want her to play Minecraft with like, she takes her camera, she puts on her screen,
like against, I don't know, Crystal Terrace against Kirby,
yeah,
bro.
And I'm sure she's gonna say like, oh no, I'm too stressed and shit, like I can't do that shit, cause you know when I tier test on stream, bro. But no, you need to fucking show us you play Minecraft legit, bro.
On PvP Club, and it is very ironic. I've beaten every single player I fought.
Even face playing, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Until she did that,
and
bro,
how are we sure that this is her actual face, bro? She could just have like hired an actor or some shit.
Best of the best axe players. Now tell me, what is the point of a ranking system to determine the best players if the best players aren't even allowed to play? I've gotten all mentions of me removed from the axe tier list despite dominating it, completely changing the meta, and having high tier 1 for over a year straight until I ended up getting banned, which is the only reason I lost it. I was completely untouchable because of completely unrelated drama to my undeniable skill and influence I've had on the game.
In the statements you just heard, Eximity seems to suggest that there's no point in having a ranking system if the best players can't compete. Yet he doesn't seem to realize that it's actually standard procedure in most competitive gaming communities to ban players for criminal offenses. Something worth knowing is that after Eximity was initially banned most competitive
esports organizers ban competitor following sexual misconduct. Yeah, they can ban them for like some actual like criminal shit, bro.
Gaming communities to ban players for criminal offenses. Something worth knowing is that after Eximity was initially banned, he lost virtually his entire support circle. I was one of the only people that forgave him and tried to provide emotional support, despite him making a lot of inappropriate remarks to me. In my opinion, the primary reason for why he's been making videos against me is due to the fact that he hasn't yet been unblacklisted on MC tiers. Eximity has claimed that his actions that led him to being blacklisted were executed as a means to protect people from being harmed.
Fucked up in the
but that reason doesn't really make sense, because he was causing more harm in the process by requesting for nude photos of minors to be leaked. Another concerning element of his blacklist is when he talks about going to Maine to rape a girl in the community. I happen to know that Eximity was actually planning on meeting with this girl in real life, since it was something that he talked to me in private about in 2024. It's likely that these statements weren't actually going to happen, but the point remains that his blacklist is so severe.
Why do people just open up so much on Discord, bro? I'm not saying shit about my personal life on Discord, bro. This guy's just fucking speaking of meeting up with the fucking 15-year-old girl, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know why is that happening, bro? Like that happened because these persons, like the I don't know, the people. They don't go outside, bro. They don't like hang out
exactly,
with people.
Bro. They don't like, fucking you need to go party.
Outside,
have fun with your friends, bro. Touch grass, deadass, bro. Hop off Discord,
you need to like, it's like separate lives. You need to like have a live for playing here, like PC live, we playing Minecraft and all that, and having your real life, like you know, going outside, hanging out, and just by doing that, you're gonna be normal, like a regular person. Just by doing that, like actually, bro, that's the only thing you need to do to be a regular person. Like for real, bro.
Yep. Alright, I just timed out someone, bro. He was spamming. Alright, let's go.
That it's been necessary for it to be treated with caution. This is discussed in more detail later in the video, so for now I'm going to move on to some of the more recent things that he said about me. I cover the first video he made about me in extensive detail, point by point later on, so for now I'm just going to address the Marlow's true identity one. So first of all, if you don't know who Danger Mario is, essentially he's someone that has been impersonating me dating all the way back to 2020. He and his friends have gone to insane lengths to impersonate me, even going as far as to create multiple YouTube videos to try to get me involved with their 2B2T group. Something Eximity has brought up is how I'm allegedly closely connected with a series of Danger Mario alts, then he shows a screenshot of a list as evidence. The screenshot he puts on the screen is completely deceptive, because the list he's actually showing is a list of people who were targeted by Danger Mario's Meteor Client's spoofing exploit, which was used in order to ruin people's reputations and get them falsely banned on
giving personal info to someone who you don't even fully know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Servers. I was the first person to be targeted with the exploit, and it ended up causing me a lot of damage until it was later discovered that I was getting framed. I highly recommend watching my experience video from 2024 because within the totalitarianism section, I lay out some of this stuff in great detail and show the lengths these people have gone to in the past in order to impersonate me. More recently, I looked into the Telegram account that was shown in Eximity's video, and it appears that it was actually created in 2025, which is after the time frame that the messages were supposedly sent. Telegram has account IDs which can be used to roughly pinpoint which is after the time frame. Recently, I looked into the Telegram account that was shown in
Yeah, the Telegram DMs that leaked about her like wanting to kill herself and then become like Technoblade to have aura, bro.
Eximity's video, and it appears that it was actually created in 2025.
It was created in 2025? Alright.
Which is after the time frame that the messages were
after the time frame, bro. Does that mean like the DMs are fake?
Supposedly sent. Telegram has account IDs which can be used to roughly
Telegram has account IDs.
Pinpoint an account's age, and judging by the ID, it resolves to around May of 2025. With Telegram, people have the ability to create custom apps, so my belief is that one was used in order to fabricate a full timeline of messages and dates. Part of what's concerning about the whole situation here, though, is the degree of insanity involved. Not only have they made these faked Telegram messages, but they have also sent actual Discord messages spanning across years. They have essentially stalked me for years in order to create setups that they can fall back on to frame me and make themselves known. What's more concerning to me, however, is the fact that a lot of private information of mine, including stuff like my VPN account code with
Alright, this guy's getting fucking... Put user in timeout. Alright, let's go.
Was brought up within these DMs, which leads me to believe that my Discord account was possibly hacked. Back in 2020, I had been teamed with someone on Survival.
She was hacked? Wait.
Which leads me to believe that my Discord account was possibly hacked. Back in 2020, I had been teamed...
I don't know about that, bro. Yo, Vex, no, bro. That's fine.
With someone on Survival who knew Danger Mario, and in 2021 and 2022, I was screen shared by him in tournaments, and even one time while I was just casually playing. I strongly believe that during some of these time frames, I was compromised with malware, which allowed for some of the things that I have been discussing to be assessed and used to further impersonate me. One example of this was the fact that Danger Mario was already aware of the fact that I had been staging my montages back in 2021, which is something I barely told anyone at all. Something that people don't seem to know is that Danger Mario had a history of stealing people's Discord tokens. When I say that, I mean multiple people have had their Discord tokens logged by him, whether that be through social engineering, Minecraft mods, or something else. Another thing to note is that 1 month before Eximity posted his first video against me, he contacted another blacklisted player about planting malware on someone's computer. He laid this out with a sense of urgency, and told the player that it would be beneficial for them if the victim was ratted. While it's not certain, it's possible that the person being referenced here is me, since it would be mutually beneficial for 2 blacklisted players to get my account hacked. Eximity seems to have backed out of this later on, but that could have been out of fear of his plans being leaked, since he ended up removing the person from his friends list the next month. A lot of the things shown in the Telegram DMs were things that I had sent to Eximity while I'd been working on my experience video. What a lot of people don't know is that me and Eximity were actually planning on posting videos on the same day, and the material covered in my video was going to be covered briefly in his own video. Unrelated to all of that, Eximity has been going around making fake accounts of me and posting videos with an AI cloned voice that impersonates me. He made a TikTok account that claimed to be me, then made an admission to cheating video that
He made that TikTok account? Oh no, bro.
Voice that impersonates me. He made a TikTok account that claimed to be me, then made an admission to cheating video that garnered tons of views and led people across social media genuinely believing that I...
That was clearly fake, bro.
...admitted to hacking. He also made a fake Discord call video where it appeared as if I had cussed him out. The thing about all...
Yeah, bro. When I saw that, like, I know Eximity, he posted a video, bro. Eximity. This one. Marlow's response video. Wait, it was... Oh, he deleted it, bro. He actually just deleted it. But it was like, she cussed, like, him out, bro. Oh, yeah, so Marlow confronted him.
Eximity, why are you lying on my name? I have known you...
He did that shit, bro. That's
doubly, bro.
That's clearly fake, but yo...
For 4 years and
this is kind of weird, bro. Why would he do that?
Have gone through so much to try and get you unbanned from the tier list.
Bored
and he just like deleted his video, bro. He like deleted deleted
it.
No,
I think it's just...
No, it was a real video, bro. I remember. I watched that shit.
No, well, I don't know. I think it was just a short.
Like, no, I'm telling you, Cali, bro. It was an actual video. He had more videos than this.
But maybe in his second channel. Like, I don't remember, but...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wait, what's the second channel? Post...
I think it was in his second channel or something like that, bro. I'm pretty sure.
What is it?
Yo, why I'm playing Flu PP and there's a guy called Danger Mario and he has, like, creator rank, bro.
Did us?
Yeah, bro. Like, for real.
Like, actual Danger Mario.
Yo, you know what, bro? I think Danger Mario should just like claim himself as Danger Mario and just like becoming a, I don't know, just admit that he's like a liar and then just become famous. I don't know, bro.
No, but like he won't because he like lied. But I don't know, bro. Let's just watch the video, bro. This is so weird.
All of this is that he can fall back on saying that it was all to be a funny gag, but he barely put any effort in clarifying that. In the Discord call video, he claims that it was real in the description, and the only way to tell that it was fake is to scroll down in the comments and find his replies.
Bro, we can definitely tell that it was fake, bro.
For the impersonation TikTok account, he didn't admit that it was him until way later after hundreds of thousands of people had already seen it. I believe that Eximity has been doing all of these things to efficiently erode my reputation in virtually every capacity, whether that be cheating, being someone else's account, and even stuff like theft as well. The theft allegations are especially egregious because I have so much proof that it's a lie that it's remarkable.
The Jackpot MC shit.
I have multiple DMs.
She like stole some money or some shit.
Jackpot MC confirming I own the assets, as well as the fact that I actually paid for them. What you're going to see is that this is completely and utterly false, and in this video it's covered by Learn, who is fully aware of the fact that I didn't perform any type of exit scam or any type of theft at all. So you might be wondering, what's next for me at this point? And my answer to that is I'm not exactly sure. I know how these types of situations go, and I know that even though cheating and the false identity claims are debunked, just the mere fact that I've done wrong in this situation by staging my montages and lying about my voice.
Debunk! He did not debunk shit, bro.
Yeah, she just says that it's fake. She didn't debunk shit, bro. She didn't even show any proof.
To that is I'm not exactly sure.
She's saying, oh, everything is debunked,
go, and I know that even though cheating and
proof.
false identity claims are debunked, just the mere fact that I've done wrong in this situation by staging my montages and lying about my voice, people have gotten so invested in it that the things I did wrong are probably going to be viewed as a lot worse than they otherwise would have been if the situation didn't contain the amount of defamation it did. I don't blame anyone who changed their titles to call me a cheater and stuff like that, because I think a lot of the reason for that results from the fact that I've never told anyone I was staging my montages and playing in low TPS. Something I want to clarify is that I never made those montages with the intention of propping myself up or making myself look better. I just wanted to make something
Yo, the 1.5x Marlow gameplay looks like her actual gameplay, bro.
I want to clarify is that I never made those montages with the intention of propping myself up or making myself look better. I just wanted to make something really entertaining and fun to watch. I see montages sort of like a piece of art. I'd also like to shout out Razplin for being the first person to catch on that I was staging my montages. All the way back a few years ago, he realized that he was right-handed in my 2-year vanilla montage when he usually uses left hand. I've had other inconsistencies too, like the team twice in my first montage, but no one really ended up noticing those things since I actually did kill all of the players I showed. Either way, I'd like people to know that I'm sorry about all of this.
Yo, that's so fucked up, bro. Alright. She's sorry. We can forgive her. She's sorry.
All of this has been having a pretty negative effect on my state of mind, especially with all of the negative comments I've been making up to, as well as some of the Discord messages I've received. Moving forward, I plan on limiting my exposure to these things so that I can focus on more positively on what's in front of me, and on helping the community once more. I'll probably just resume making educational YouTube content and addressing things as needed. The rest of the video will focus on debunking the allegations of cheating, corruption, and theft, and I believe that the information and technical details provided there
where's the
will be enough to
fucking
prove my
Jackpot
innocence.
MC shit, bro? Where's the evidence that she debunked? She just said she debunked it. It's like we accuse me of stealing shit,
bro.
And then I just say I didn't do it, and I don't show any proof, bro. What the fuck?
She's claiming that she debunked shit. She debunked something, but she didn't debunk any shit, bro.
I already recorded the audio for this video prior to this, so you'll go back to hearing my AI voice for the remainder of the video. I will probably lean towards using my real voice for all my future content, since there's not much point in using AI for it anymore. There was once a time in my career where I was well respected and a well-connected leader within the community who brought a lot of positivity and advancements towards the game. I'd like to go back to that and find a way to continue to help the player base, whether that be through new projects, guides, videos, and just anything really that can improve the game's atmosphere or help other people out.
Bro, she didn't even speak about like fucking cheating, bro.
Moving forward, I hope all of you can understand that I have good intentions for the community, and even though it's probably in one of the darkest states that it's ever been, I believe that things can turn around and that it can become a better operated and less toxic place overall. Okay, so I was advised by a friend of mine to show proof that I'm not AI. So I'm here right now with Eddie and a call, and we have a few things in place for me to prove.
This part is trash, bro. This part is so cringe, bro.
Yeah, bro. That guy was definitely bricked up. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yo,
bro, what?
Nah, I was watching Sweat God's stream and fucking chat was saying he was bricked up, bro. That's fake, bro. That's just
this part is trash. Yeah,
but yeah, I saw that part of it, bro. It's so cringe.
That I'm actually not a robot.
Howdy.
Okay.
Howdy. Shut the fuck up, bro.
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this broom and move it around in front of my face, and we'll hope I don't glitch out and just like transform into the background.
That's AI, bro.
Bro,
that's
they're
AI.
literally they're laughing. They're making jokes of this situation. This is, bro. This situation is actually serious. Like, bro, are we serious, guys?
Yo, blink twice if you're held at gunpoint looking ass, bro. That's actually true, bro. That's actually true.
Okay, I'm gonna put the broom back now, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my phone, and I'm gonna turn on the flashlight, and we're gonna see if I glitch out.
Alright, bro. It's not AI, bro. Just fucking say do re mi fa sol la
Light just
ti
doesn't
do,
work
bro.
on me.
Shut the fuck up.
So it's creepy.
That ass.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off now, but okay.
Alright.
So now
I think it's time for the epic 1v1 versus Do Re Mi.
Still a paid actor, bro.
Oh,
so I'm gonna let you hype that up.
Oh my gosh, bro! The moment everyone has
I'm actually dying of fucking cringe right now. This is so cringe. No, like that ass.
Bro, this
I watched that clip, bro.
Do Re Mi. Oh my god! I seen all the comments. Low tier 5 speech.
Yo, this guy's so corny, bro. Fuck Eddie, bro. This guy's so corny, bro.
Tier 5 basic speech. Oh, let's see. Let's see how this.
I'm actually worried because I don't know the entire thing. Like Do Re Mi might actually be me. Okay. Are you gonna type out what I gotta say so that I don't lose this? Yeah, I see.
Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Da. I think that's it.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do. See, Marlow, it's not that hard. Marlow.
Yo, you know what, bro?
Do I sample her voice and make another diss track? Nah, I'm kidding.
Yo, bro, you know what? That girl, bro, doesn't know do re mi fa sol la ti do.
I saw her like try to say it, bro. She didn't have it, bro.
The worst part, bro.
She was so bad.
Like, how are you gonna not know that, bro? Like,
exactly,
everyone's
bro.
know that shit, bro.
Even I sang it in my Marlow diss track, bro, and she watched it, bro. I know she watched it because, like, I DM'd her saying, should I delete it? And then she said, it's up to you.
No, but actually, like, bro, if you don't know do re mi fa sol la ti do, bro, you gotta be actually slow, bro.
Yeah,
like, for real.
Actually,
like, I'm sorry, but you gotta be, like, dumb, bro.
Me up.
All right, Marlow, come on now. Come on. You can do this. Marlow versus...
I'm gonna put this in one times. Like,
Do Re Mi live. Yo, I'm stoked, bro. Bro, I'm stoked, bro. Okay, hold on. Marlow versus Do Re Mi. High tier 1 crystals, every kit player. Let's get it.
Do re mi la sol la ti da.
Not bad. Wrong words though, like do re mi fa sol la ti da. I don't know if mine's right though. Let me look it up.
I can't read it. I can't beat it. It's too hard.
It is. I found it. I found the official. Did I find it? Yeah, I did.
Bro.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Which one did I mess up?
Oh, I was on it. You said do re mi la fa so instead of fa so la. I think. Something.
Bro, it is not that fucking hard, bro. Adfir, I love you. I love you too, Vieric. Yo, Vieric, okay. After school tomorrow, pull up to my house, bro.
Okay. You ready?
Yo,
ask your parents.
Please check the ends. Check the ends, but don't show it. Don't show what I sent to you. Like, don't show what I sent to you.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Actually, bro, that's kind of facts, though. Same? Yeah, I do. Cause he's such a tryhard, bro.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, for real.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Okay. That's good. That's valid. Nice. Voice crack is more human, in my opinion. So I think that's completely valid.
Yeah, but we know that's not AI twin, bro. Like, this is clearly not AI, though. There's something else.
Yeah, bro. Like, bro. We like it's Kenobi, bro. Why are you still like trying to show you?
Yeah, exactly, bro. We clearly know it's not fucking AI twin.
Maybe it is, but I want to come out victorious at least once.
The voice crack.
Yeah, you're a little perfectionist.
If I don't, I'll never hear the end of it.
Real.
Okay. One more time.
Why is this guy so corny, bro? Holy shit.
Alright,
that was actually tough.
Was good. That was your best one by far.
Okay, finally. I've finally overcome the obstacle of Do Re Mi.
He has the money to get a paid actor.
Wait, what if you're AI?
Wait a minute.
You might be AI.
Wait a minute. Bro, this guy's low, bro.
He's fucking corny, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
You need a Do Re Mi. Hold on. Bro.
Eddie versus Do Re Mi. Who will win?
Bro, you're making me nervous. Okay, here we go. Do re mi fa sol la ti da. Boom. A different pitch in all of those, I think.
Boom.
Boom.
You beat it first try. I think.
Yeah, so.
I think you have a good counter play style against Do Re Mi.
Dude, I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in. And,
all right, bro. Can this fucking end? Hell yeah. I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in.
So, what can I say?
All right. Well, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for helping me prove that I'm not a robot.
No. Eddie's actually a chill dude though. Like he has his business and shit, bro. He's like married and shit, bro. He told me he's actually a chill dude, bro. He's just a bit corny right now, but I forgive him, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why he's being a bit corny, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Let's see. I'm stoked for your video, bro. Real stuff. I've been
Lapis, just skip this, please. Yeah, I'm putting in 2x, bro.
Yes, me too. I'm ready to finally get this out. It's been a long last few months.
Yeah, and I imagine people are just like, with the longer it's been since the accusations, I feel like they're just like losing trust every day, so it's like gotta lock in, you know. But it sounds like you're about done.
Exactly.
So for it. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out now, but thanks again.
Sounds good. See you on the flip. Adios.
See you on the flip. Are we dead ass? The remainder of this video will proudly cover allegations regarding theft, corruption, and cheating. Since a significant portion of this video has already been a recording using my AI voice, paired with the time-sensitive nature of releasing this video, the rest of the video will be conveyed by...
Oh, what a convenient thing.
What?
Oh, that's
bro, that's actually really weird, bro. I believe that the remainder of this video covers an immense amount of ground when it comes to responding to and or disproving most of the allegations being made. That's so weird, bro.
Like, bro, if you start the video with your real voice, I mean, that's supposed to be
end the video with your real voice, bro. It is not that deep.
Yeah. Like, you're trying to not be weird and trying to know a bit more to give more proof.
All right, I was believing her until now, and then this, bro. This is just like...
Yeah, like, why can't you use your own voice? Like, you're literally... That's supposed to be your voice. Why can't you use it? Like,
ran out of money for the actors. That's crazy, bro.
Running out of money for the paid actor. That's true, bro. Like, actually
bro.
That's...
No, but actually, maybe, like, it wasn't an actual paid actor. This, like... All of this is an actual paid actor.
What else,
and then
bro?
she just like left.
Like, bro, I'm sorry, but if I were that girl, bro, I wouldn't do that for free. Like, I would ask for money, bro.
Yeah, me too. But look, yo, there's like, if this is an actual paid actor, we can just track her down. Like, not track her down, but if she has like Instagram or something, if she has a public like account of anything, and she has like photos and pictures of her, we can just know. And like,
yeah, that's
if this is just like, an actor, bro,
yeah.
And it's a real person that, oh, thank you for the $367. Yo, thank you.
Yeah,
God,
that's true. Like,
wait,
if that's a regular person, maybe that she has some kind of
what did the donation?
This
dude is like 2019 TikTokers. That's crazy, bro. No, actually. All right, but yo, if she actually has a paid actor, like, there's definitely someone that knows her in real life, and
yeah.
Oh yeah. If you're got demoted, bro, I'm putting that guy in. Oh no, he's still mod, bro. What? All right, let's go. Yo, why did I just open this?
Before I proceed, I'd like to start.
What's this black? Like, why's the screen black, bro? Why is she not showing her face? 20?
Before I proceed, I'd like to start off with a quote from a video I made
in
2024.
Back,
this video titled "My Experience with the
That was in 2024, bro. That's been so long. Actually,
PvP community was released in order to demonstrate the numerous...
Just search her. Do we actually try to search her? Like, yo, can someone just... All right, 4527. Can someone just search this girl on the internet? Like, just to see if she's like an actual person. All right, 45 something 27.
Wait, what are you trying to do? You're trying to search that girl?
Yeah, because you can like reverse engineer or some shit.
In Google...
Yeah, in Google, like, images, bro. Or like some shit like that.
Yeah,
imagine if we just see, yeah, we're definitely not fighting, but like, if anyone knows this girl or like knows someone that knows this girl, bro, we need to know who she is actually, bro. Like, not to dox her or do anything bad, just to see if it's actually Marlow. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Like, that's true. Like, that's a good idea.
Before I proceed, I'd like to start off with a quote from a video I made in 2024. This video, titled "My Experience with the Minecraft PvP Community," was released in order to demonstrate the numerous ways in which I was being targeted in terms of both reputation and real-life safety. The quote reads, "I've never made a video of this scale before, but I feel that I have to. For years I've found myself in a position where I've been continually targeted to a degree that almost feels disproportionate given the size of my following. Watching this pattern of people ripping apart my social life time and time again..."
What?
It looks like this is another video. Like it looks like this is a separate video. Like they just like
yeah, they merged two videos together, bro.
Yeah.
Like this, all of this video, it looks like it was made to get posted, and then she had like other allegations, so she just started a new video and just put them together, bro. Cause like the pace and everything.
Yeah, for real.
This is definitely like the end of a video, bro. Like right here.
Yeah.
It's caused me an indescribable amount of suffering. There's so many things I've wanted to do within the past few years that have simply been impossible due to this recurring pattern. This quote accurately represents the situation that I found myself mired in once again. For those of you who are unaware, for the past year or so I've been on the receiving end of numerous allegations.
Yo, thank you. Hi, Lapis, tell Cali I said hi, it's from me. Alright. Hi from X.
It was XB. Yeah.
Alright, you know.
These allegations started off the back of a controversial decision I made on January 27th of last year, which was to migrate MC Tiers out of the previous network that it was a part of. While the result of this decision has largely been positive, there are many ways in which people have weaponized it.
Actually, I found the actor on Fiverr. Ha. Send me that shit on Discord. My Discord is Lapis Pearl.
No, send it in the chat, bro. Send it right here.
Send it in the chat. No, but I don't think he can. Alright, this is my Discord. If you actually found her on Fiverr, send me like a message. And just send me like her
I think it's capping, bro.
I think it's cap too,
like
bro.
it.
I don't think it's real, bro. If it's actually on Fiverr, like that's too easy, bro.
As a means to cancel me.
If it's on Fiverr, then your Mario is probably the most stupid person ever, bro.
It's so severe that every day there are multiple videos being made attempting to cancel me.
Bro, fucking Marlow milking farm, bro.
What you'll soon find out is that nearly every claim being made about me is verifiably false, and serves as yet another example of the destruction that can be caused when people take information at face value. Before I go any further, I need to be clear about the magnitude of this video. This video is my line of defense against the pattern of behavior that continues to threaten
Bro, this looks like a different video clearly, bro. She just started a new video right here, bro.
Not only my personal reputation, but the Minecraft community as a whole. If people don't wake up to this pattern, the community status quo will endlessly get worse. This video will also reveal that some of the events occurring more recently have been personally motivated in ways that people didn't consider. If the majority of people remain ignorant to the pattern that enables this, it will allow anyone to exploit the community without ever being held accountable. What this video will also show you is the manner in which people are willing to leverage one's personal turmoil as a pathway to fame and fortune. You'll see the way in which people have deliberately misinformed others in an attempt to funnel all of these things into personal gain. Unfortunately, exploiting other people in this way has become an extremely viable strategy in the modern era, and people's lack of awareness towards it sets a dangerous precedent for everyone in this space. That being said, the main focus of this video will be addressing every major allegation currently being spread about me.
Every major allegation? Debunking allegations? Alright, let's just...
End of it all, you'll have the full context needed to judge these claims on your own.
How much views did you got with your diss track?
Like... Right now it's at 260k, I think. It's actually
bro, that's crazy.
Something I've noticed about all of this is
in your comments, I take a monthly shower to this, bro. That's crazy. Alright, let's lock in on the video,
judging the situation from two extremes, with very few people taking a logical middle ground. People seemingly fall into one of two camps, either blindly accepting misinformation and lies about me, or dismissing everything entirely and reducing it to people being angry that a woman is a top competitor.
Yeah, that's true. Like that was one of her like her fans that defended her. I'm not taking position right now. I think Marlow's in the wrong and Eximity's in the wrong. I'm gonna wait to see the whole video. But like her fans, they were saying like, oh, you're like a sexist and like you don't like that a girl is number one, bro. Like that had nothing to do with the actual like what was happening, bro. That was like
and she's also like using that excuse again. Like she's also
that's true. Yeah. But no, I don't think she's using that excuse.
Missing everything entirely and reducing it to people being angry that a woman is a top
later in the
competitor.
video, you're gonna see.
Both of these sides avoid actually engaging with the facts, and I can't support either of them even if the second one supports me. I say all of this while not denying the possibility that my gender does probably influence why I've been targeted more than others, since as you'll
Yo, why is she using an AI voice, bro? That is so fucked up. Bro, she just lost hella credibility here, bro.
See throughout the video, there is an undeniable double standard being put in place. Regardless of any of that though, the dismissive manner in which people have used this defense
exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying.
This is not something that I want happening. and I hope everyone can understand that. Very few people have been willing to take a step back and look at the evidence objectively, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. On January 27th of last year, the tier list would end up splitting into 2 distinct networks. At the time, this decision was highly controversial because of the fact that the tier list had historically been at the helm of the modern Minecraft PvP community, and having the largest network split in 2 could potentially jeopardize its relevance. While this was a valid concern, I always believed that in the end, MC Tiers would end up securing itself into a stable position. This assessment was proven to be true, and within less than the span of a year, all of the newly created Discord servers ended up exceeding the previous ones by a large margin. On top of this, the staff teams were built up much stronger than before. While the migration was clearly a success, a lot of people have attempted to mischaracterize it as a decision that was made solely with the intention of employing totalitarianism over the community. For this portion of the video, I'll be having a special guest who is directly involved in this situation. Come on.
It's real me, bro. I think it's learn or it's real me.
Break down just how far removed from reality the common consensus surrounding the situation actually is.
Hello everyone, my name is Learn. Most of you will know me as a network owner.
Hello everyone, I'm held at gunpoint. I need to say this or I'm getting killed.
Tiers network and formerly the MC Tiers network alongside Marlow and Enks. Today I will be discussing the events leading up to and surrounding the tier list split that took place on January 27th of last year. The 2 tier lists that now exist post-split are MCTiers.com.
The owner of the other tier list. The one we altered on.
Why is that guy helping Marlow?
No, he's just saying like that. I don't know. Let's just listen.
Most well known for being operated by Marlow and Associates, and PvPtiers.com.
Yep.
Most well known for being operated by Learn and Rico and Associates. Each of these lists are commonly referred to as Marlow's list or Learn's list. So for clarity and to ensure a good understanding throughout the video, Enks and Learn operate the PvP tiers tier list, and Marlow operates the MC Tiers tier list. A current rumor and belief that is spreading throughout both communities is that the migration was performed in order for Marlow to dictate in the form of gaining the uninterrupted ability to engage in corruptive behavior, such as hacking and boosting. On top of this, it is also claimed that the act of migrating in the first place was the result of Marlow committing theft. Neither of these allegations are true, and you'll start to realize just how untrue they actually are as we continue to cover this topic.
Alright.
To understand the material that I will be covering in this segment of the video to its fullest extent, you may wish to watch Marlow's video, My Experience with the Minecraft PvP Community, specifically the Debunking Tier List Fraudulence Part 1 and 2, which is a 60-minute segment covering a lot of the core issues we will repeat and touch on below. This will give you a better overall view and understanding of how things came to pass during the MC Tiers migration. Additionally, if you wish to learn more about the situations and controversies between myself and Marlow that led to the split of MC Tiers and our overall diminished relationship, you can view that on my channel. The video gives an overview explaining my actions.
Stop spamming in chat, bro. It's actually annoying.
My video is not a response nor an attempt to justify any such actions. Simply an explanation of how everything occurred from my point of view. I will now go over a brief timeline of what we will cover in this segment. In 2023, Marlow expresses issues with my leadership and my relationship with her to Enrico, in the hope that Enrico would take formal action towards me. In response, Enrico gives assurances that I should and will be demoted, even giving a time frame that once Marlow meets a requirement in website development, that I will be removed. Over a year passes, and more issues between myself and Marlow occur during this time. However, Enrico has still not taken any action on the assurances that he made previously. In July 2024, Marlow uploads her video, My Experience with the Minecraft PvP Community. This strikes community-wide outrage towards Learn, Enrico, and the current leadership structure at MC Tiers. July 2024 to January 2025.
What is that screenshot, bro?
Leadership structure at MC Tiers.
Oh, hell no,
I'm in the video, bro. I'm on the video. Let's go,
You
bro.
are?
July 2024 to January 2025.
Yo, Mason Tole. Fuck that guy, bro. I'm actually banning this shit. Yo, actually shut the fuck up, bro. Wait, how do I ban that guy? Alright, yo, just can you ban them for me, Kelly? You're mod, right?
Where several discussions, debates, and decisions would take place about the future of MC Tiers. At the end of the year in 2024, Marlow officializes that she will migrate from the tier list, and we begin to discuss terms.
Wait, I'm gonna put my camera like a bit smaller because we can't see everything. No, actually, I'm gonna put it like this. Alright, this
for hours about the rights to the names, website, data, Discord servers, and more. Debunking why Marlow splitting.
Wait, I'm gonna try to do something.
Why are you? Well, guys, Lapis Pearl just disappeared, but I'm here to carry the stream.
Bro. I'm putting on
I'm here to carry on the stream, guys.
Alright, perfect. So now everyone can be happy.
From the tier list was not for self-serving.
Nah, why is my green screen twitching, bro? It's tweaking. Straight tweaking, bro.
Twitching.
Alright, this is good, I think. Yup, this is perfect. Why are we hating on Eximity?
Firstly, I will recommend that you read a document Marlow released last year when the split first occurred. I believe we are witnessing the results of not many people having read this thoroughly to understand why the split occurred in the first place and how it was necessary for the future growth of the Minecraft competitive community. This is evident by the statistics that the MC Tiers network has. Whilst under Marlow's leadership, across MC Tiers' 8 primary game mode discords, they boast an impressive user count of over 860,000.
Lapis is AI, bro. I'm not AI. Bro, what? I'm not AI, bro. Wait, if I put my hands out?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, bro. He's AI.
I just have a green screen right now. I'm not AI, bro.
The PvP tiers, which is
I'm not fucking Quebblepot AI type shit, bro.
Much longer, it only sits at 234,000 members. For the people that have already viewed Marlow's last video and still believe that the split was for self-serving...
Eximity deleted his Discord? Let me check. No, he didn't. What?
His Discord server or what?
His personal account, he didn't.
Purposes, I find it incredibly insensitive and ridiculous, considering they would have seen the deliberations and attempts to rectify many of the issues that Marlow had with the original MCT's leadership, including with me. It is true at several different points I blatantly lied toward Marlow, insulted her awfully despite knowing her to be a genuine kind person, and that I remained relentlessly angry towards her for her actions. It was beyond shallow of me at the time to not see how necessary it was for Marlow's mental health and future progress, not only for Marlow on a personal level, but for the overall community to succeed. Under Marlow's leadership, both the original MC Tiers project and the post-split MC Tiers have truly flourished. Her creative pursuits, actually going out of the way to think about how to enhance and automate testing, commissioning and commitment to graphics, expansion, server collaborations, even implementing the blacklist system that went a long way to protect our community.
Yo, that was actually tough. The blacklist hub was actually like good, bro.
It's hard for me to explain this to anyone who is not there to truly understand the measure and importance of these changes. As a brief example...
I remember I was staff on MCPP when that shit was created, bro.
When I first launched the Netherite Potion tier list, I would, on a personal level, test over 50 people a day in individual tickets, coordinating, assessing their rank, and subsequently updating a very laggy Google Excel sheet manually with their current tier. Furthermore, the blacklist system is quite well known to all who have been within our community for some time. It's an unfortunate reality that we do need it. We have not only been able to remove many toxic individuals from our communities, but we've also prevented so many major incidents from occurring by spreading awareness of the consequences and seriousness of these actions.
Reaction on AI and getting called AI is wild, bro. Alright, thank you for the £2, bro. You're actually goated.
So you might ask, with all this positive change and work being done, why did it become so necessary to migrate? Why couldn't this growth continue as it had been? What changed? We will jump back into the timeline to explain this, starting with Marlow approaching Enrico as far back as 2023, about issues between myself and her, and my overall leadership and involvement with the MC Tiers project. What we can establish is in private spaces, DMs and voice calls, whilst I often spoke positively of Marlow as a colleague and maintained a good working relationship, I would privately insult her. I would get angry and frustrated about how she handled situations, and we would consistently go head-to-head on gameplay decisions. Whilst these incidents were offensive and disrespectful, it was the culmination of all our time knowing each other, all the disputes, disagreements, instances where neither of us felt the other was being truthful, that built up to an unhealthy working relationship also. It became hard for Marlow and myself to trust each other ultimately. As a result of this relentless targeting and harassment, Marlow would subsequently not be able to trust anything that I was saying, nor doing, was coming from a positive or impartial perspective, especially since she had the behind-the-scenes knowledge to know I wasn't being upfront with her about how I felt, making disrespectful remarks continuously behind her back in DMs with close associates and friends. This overall breakdown in trust and communication was the spawn of a lot of turmoil and difficulty for the network
for real, bro, I don't really care about this.
Overall. Unfortunately, instead of trying to stabilize many of these situations, I quite publicly discussed these topics instead of working internally to resolve them.
She's just like debunking that she didn't take the whole tier list for herself just to become like a communist type shit, bro.
Why did Enrico give assurances to demote me?
And like have power on everything, bro. But I don't.
But not follow through on them. To assist in understanding the current climate within the tier list during this time, despite many inactivity spells, I maintained full creative and gameplay control over the Netherite pot, Diamond pot, and SMP tier list. Despite being majorly inactive within SMP, it was true that I had grown these lists and worked very closely with many of the staff members, and I was seen as one of the most notable members to have ever played within these communities.
Yep.
It was my ties to these communities, I believe, that prevented Enrico from taking action. It is my belief that he was afraid of what could or would occur if I was removed. The second element to this is, of course, that he did not wish for only one person to remain as a network owner over the tier list. I believe this was both from a workload perspective, but additionally, he knew Marlow would continue to compete and work on the tier list, and ultimately challenge his own permission/rankings as a founder, sitting dormant in a network owner position for over 5 years. In July 2024, Marlow would upload her experience with the Minecraft PvP community to YouTube. Due to Enrico's failure to act and an overall systematic breakdown within our community, Marlow had to respond to several allegations, including rumors that had begun to circulate due to disagreements between myself and her through our time staffing together. This was covered in the 40-minute segment conned by my co-staff. Ultimately, now that the whole community was looking for an answer from Enrico about the network structure, specifically about my position and retaining permissions, Enrico was forced to begin discussions regarding my demotion. It's worth noting, Enrico did have access to the contents that were discussed within this video, as Marlow had expressed these issues previously. However, he did not feel the need to act until the situation had become a major public relations disaster. Before we continue, I'd like to note that it is my belief that due to our lengthy issues, some things represented within Marlow's original segment on me were represented in the utmost negative light. I cannot blame Marlow for thinking this way. I merely just wish to explain that during this time, I was extremely angry and held the belief that Marlow intentionally went out of her way to assassinate my character, and that she could not feasibly believe all that she stated in her video to be completely true. Within these discussions, there was a moment in time where I had thought about everything that had occurred, and whilst I still had issues with Marlow and some of the situations that had occurred, I did think it was time for me to move on from the project, which is when I eventually confirmed to Marlow and Enrico that once I felt the network was stabilized, I would take my leave and resign. At the time, I generally thought this was the best course of action for my personal life and for the progression of MC tiers. Unfortunately, due to influences around me at the time and the overall revisiting of many of mine and Marlow's disputes over the years, I became frustrated. I was unsure and angry again. If I left and it was only Marlow, I'd begun to be unsure that the staff would retain a correct level of involvement and control, or that the integrity of the high tiers would be protected from sporadic rule changes. Ultimately, not only was this ironic, as I displayed many of the qualities I was so worried that Marlow would display and enact if I had left, but furthermore, in the end, I did not truly honor my commitment to the staff or to the players. It was never something I was going to be able to do with my own personal life. I was reckless, all due to being frustrated with the situation I had been put in. As the timeline suggests, these arguments and disputes continued for almost 5 months. Within this time, our dispute had spread below us, within our teams and within the network itself. So much so that staff members would begin to dispute and refuse to collaborate with each other, simply because one person associated with Learn and another with Marlow. This is the very essence of the split that was spreading in front of us throughout our debates and our arguments. It had come out of control. Action needed to be taken immediately. The entire network had come to a standstill. I lacked permissions in the vanilla tier list. I also wasn't privy to knowing the development schedules or planned updates within the tier list, whilst Marlow also had her perms restricted across Netherite pot, Diamond pot, and even SMP tier list, as my staff team no longer felt comfortable with her in the Discord chats. My teams were beyond frustrated and angry. They could not see why all the drama and commotion was worth it, as they were also starting to see the effects it was having on the community. I think it's important to note, even when speaking to some of my friends now, they believe and they've openly expressed to me that if I wasn't ready to commit to the project, I should have simply resigned and that things may have ended up better. And I must agree. Unfortunately, due to repeated
How many figures did Marlow pay Learn?
Delays and deliberations by Enrico throughout our discussions, and lack of control by letting both what at the time it felt like my staff team and Marlow's staff team break out and start elevating the situations as each party was demanding clarity and an answer. The community was coming to a standstill. If the management, the owners, and senior staff were focusing all the energy into the fact that Marlow and myself were at odds with each other, and that soon, one way or another, major change would be occurring, there was no reason to focus on development, updates, or the future growth. Ultimately, best practice was completely ignored and avoided here. To this day, I think there were many possible ways to handle this situation, but what did ultimately occur, I can only be certain, was the worst possible thing. It was clear that for the progression and benefit of the Minecraft competitive scene, Marlow would need to be loosened of the restrictions and drama that came with myself and Enrico. Upon ultimately informing me and Enrico that Marlow would be departing, Enrico quite swiftly began by pretending to delete the network owners group chat, where all the deliberations since July and dating even further back had occurred. The truth is, myself and Enrico had plotted to keep the group chat as a method of insurance. We did not wish for our words to be used against us, so we ensured Marlow did not have any further access to the chat. Next, I will cover some of what occurred after the MC Tiers migration had begun. In preparation for the re-release of MC Tiers, Marlow was getting ready to deploy an updated web design that she had purchased onto mctiers.com. Enrico took notice of this and quickly messaged his developer to intercept it.
That's where she stole the Jackpot MC shape, bro.
And deploy the same design on our website. Doing this would cause community members to be under the impression that
shout
Marlow
out
stole the
God
design when she was actually the one who paid for it all along.
_X_69,
the interface
bro.
that both of us were using was designed during the midst of a formally planned partnership with the server Jackpot MC. However, it's important to note that Marlow had already discussed paying for this website and its design, so that she maintained ownership of it in case the partnership was cancelled, which it ultimately was. For some reason, when Jackpot MC realized...
Oh wait, no. It's this guy, bro. I own Spear MC with this guy, bro.
The design was the case where it's important to note that Marlow had already discussed paying for this website and its design, so that she maintained ownership of it in case the partnership was cancelled, which it ultimately was. For some reason, when Jackpot MC realized that the design was being used, they tried to claim that they owned it. This is obviously false, since as we've seen previously, Marlow received explicit confirmation from the owners that she owned that side of things, and Jackpot was now suddenly backtracking on that. Whilst Enrico had believed this at the time, he even offered the Jackpot MC staff members compensation for their work, to which they had requested $5,000 from him. Enrico would for some reason corroborate what Jackpot was saying about all of this by insinuating that it was the Marlow Classic, as if Marlow regularly goes around attempting to steal assets from other people,
which you've already seen is a complete misrepresentation of everything we've covered previously, including the mctears.com domain which Marlow legally owned. Jackpot MC would go around spreading rumors that Marlow had committed theft, so much so that I had to repeatedly question them and continuously be misled around the topic. When Marlow showed proof that she had paid for everything, Jackpot would then distort the truth by saying that she would be misled around the topic. When Marlow showed proof that she had paid for everything, Jackpot would then distort the truth.
Callie sounds tired.
No, I'm fine.
By saying that she had only paid for game mode icons. Ironically, the icons being used had already been made by a friend of Marlow's and existed long before MC Tears had any form of collaboration with Jackpot, meaning this was an obvious lie. Something important to note is that even though Marlow had paid for both a website and a design, she was only using the design and not any of the code from the website Jackpot had made. Everything Marlow used was from independent commissioners, not even Jackpot MC. During this process, Marlow didn't even bother to fight for her rights over the website, since it wasn't in use, therefore pointless, even though she owned the rights to use it regardless. Jitter would end up fully blaming Marlow for scamming him out of $15,000 US, which is a completely outlandish claim. What Jitter is referencing here is the fact that during the partnership that never went through, Jitter had paid for server hosting costs that were planned to be for an MC Tears practice server. This practice server upon initial release ended up being extremely buggy and had numerous issues that made it virtually unplayable. Over the course of Jackpot MC's planned partnership with MC Tears, Marlow would notice Jackpot and the staff team acting extremely unprofessionally, as well as regularly dissing other servers that they perceived themselves to be superior to. Marlow, with respect to all of the servers that had provided for the community over the years, did not like this conduct. In addition to this, staff members of Jackpot itself were making toxic remarks towards Marlow. Jackpot had also discussed plans to provide subscription purchases to players in hopes that many would forget to cancel, thus taking advantage of that and obtaining a recurring
Oh nah, bro.
revenue source. Marlow, under the impression that Jackpot's primary interest in partnering with MC Tears was based on greed rather than concern for the community, along with the other aforementioned issues, would encourage Enrico for months to call the partnership off. Marlow would insist that cancelling the partnership was the right thing to do, however Enrico was hesitant to do so.
Meteor
Eventually, Marlow would make clear to
for becoming a member. Thank you, bro. You're actually goated. I love you.
Enrico that it was very inconsiderate to Jackpot MC not to inform them that we wanted to call the partnership off. This is made especially true by the fact that during this whole time frame, Jackpot had been paying server hosting costs. As a result of everything Marlow had been saying, Enrico would finally inform Jackpot that the partnership was off. Enrico's message calling the partnership off specifically cites Marlow as being the primary reason for it being called off. Jitter would end up rephrasing this entire narrative as if Marlow was the one responsible for his continued payment of server costs after the partnership.
Yo, thank you,
God Gooner, it's a member.
For becoming a member, bro. Thank you. You're actually goated, bro. God Gooner, I shouted you out, bro. Gooner. You actually respected your promise. You're goated, bro. Thank you.
Cancelled. Even though it was actually Enrico who was responsible for delaying the severance of the partnership. Marlow was actually the one advocating for Enrico to be courteous to Jackpot by informing them that we planned to cancel the partnership, so that they could reevaluate their expectations and stop paying for server costs. Somehow, the community today is under the impression that Marlow is the person responsible for entering the partnership, and that Enrico is the person responsible for disbanding it, when it was actually largely the other way around. Whilst post-split of the tier list, I had engaged in much work with both Enrico and even the Jackpot staff, often contributing and agreeing with the narratives being put in front of me. It's quite interesting to note that when I began to distance myself from the operations of the tier list, and from the Jackpot staff, that they would begin to harass me and insist I had to make a response video to tear Marlow down. They would also continue to comment across.
Yo, thank you for gifting 1 membership, twin. Oh, let's go. Fratty M5B just got the membership. W, bro. W, bro.
Various YouTube videos, Discords, and to several people about the situation.
I feel like an iPad kid, how fast the video's going. Yo, it's 1.25, bro.
And being extremely toxic toward Marlow, including threats of legal actions, which may have intimidated people who are much less familiar with the law and the specifics of this entire situation. It's important to note, this is not an isolated situation. They would also message King Default, a top Crystal PvPer at the time, to hack against Marlow in any upcoming tier test in an attempt to have her demoted from tier 1 and thus have her reputation diminished as the best player. To finish off this segment, I'd like to leave a note for myself. Marlow is an impressive creative director with a clear vision, a mission and a purpose. These qualities alongside her unmatched experience both within the game and as an administrator are what makes me confident in the future of competitive Minecraft. I wish to ensure that we preserve that at all costs. To be blunt, I've known Marlow in a professional capacity for 4 years now, working side by side with her on the MC Tears network and at times in various game modes of the tier list for the first 3 of those years. I, more than anyone in this community, had repeated head-to-head clashes with Marlow. As a result of our incomparable experience with each other, I can unequivocally confirm there is nobody better to steer the direction for the future of this community.
I'd like to thank Learn for coming onto the video and sharing his perspective.
Yo, why is she still using an AI voice, bro? Yo, this video is just boring, bro. Like this shit, that was good. That was good. Like that video was actually tough.
You know what, bro?
The start of the video.
You can just skip. You can just skip to what you want to see, cause
low key,
right now the video is just trash.
ELO systems, no.
Even despite everything that's happened between us, it takes a lot of maturity to put personal history aside in this manner. And I think his intervention also goes to show how far detached from reality people's interpretation of the migration has become. This leads me into another point that I need to cover. It seems as though a lot of people are under the impression that I'm solely responsible for the community not generally operating under an ELO system. What you need to understand, though, is that the tier list concept was not founded by me, and the person who did found it had very limited resources at the time. Within the PvP community, I've actually been one of the biggest advocates for a rating system. Not only because of its improved accuracy, but also because its magnitude is more accessible to the average player. This is why I made contact with the PvP Ranked project and have been assisting to improve its quality for over a year now. For those of you who don't know, PvP Ranked is a client mod and can be thought of as
I remember when that trailer dropped, bro. That shit was fire, bro. I was so hyped for this shit, twin.
Project to Minecraft speedrunning Ranked. It has match queuing, a clean interface, a full-fledged replay system, and even custom netcode to finally make cross-regional gameplay viable. Something worth knowing is that the PvP Ranked project doesn't actually plan on operating under an ELO system. While ELO is the original and most famous rating system, it's not the best one. ELO was first used in 1960, and since then the need for more accurate rating systems in competitive games has sparked lots of research. Throughout the development of PvP Ranked, numerous professionals have been consulted, with one of them even having designed the rating systems for multiple AAA games. As of now, the project has decided on using OpenSkill, which is an open-sourced alternative to Microsoft's TrueSkill. I personally believe that PvP Ranked has the potential to revolutionize how Minecraft is played competitively, and I find it upsetting how people have spread rumors that overshadow this. It seems like people are under the impression that all of the ranks I've earned are specifically enabled by the current testing system, and that I wouldn't otherwise have a chance. So for all of those people, I have something that I want to show you. What you're seeing on screen right now is a rough distribution of top ranked players in SMP according to ELO. In the entire lifespan of SMP being added to the tier list in January of 2023, no one has ever come close to passing my rating. The second highest ranked player—
Bro, she can just make this up, bro. Deadass. This is Sword probably, because of all these names I see.
Of all time is approximately 200 ELO below me. In other words,
oh no, this is SMP.
The current lead I have over the second ranked player's peak is the same as the lead the second ranked player has over the 25th ranked player. If you run the same simulation on other game modes than SMP, you'll get similar results to what you'd expect. In vanilla, for example,
it's Romi's is better.
Simulation.
Oh wait, no, Kilaz. Who is this?
Kilaz.
Yeah, Kilaz.
On other game modes than SMP, you'll get similar results to what you'd expect. In vanilla, for example, despite me being retired, I still have almost a 200 ELO lead on the current high tier 1. There's simply no strong argument that suggests that my success is only caused by the system. And going off what we've seen, a rating system would actually further secure my lead
rather bro? He's just a chill guy, bro.
Than detract from it.
Yeah, pretty much all of my competitive so mean to Eddie, bro.
No, Eddie is actually a chill guy, bro, but he was corny in that video, bro. Can't lie. But he's actually like nice. He's a chill guy, bro.
22 and onwards are public, so people can still look into it if they have doubts. Everything you've seen up until this point of the video so far sets the stage for the current atmosphere you might have seen on social media lately. Currently, I'm being cancelled for allegedly hacking, which many people claim was the sole intended purpose of the tier list splitting. Now that we've debunked that myth, though, it's time to go over everything else that's being spread currently. What you're going to start to realize as I get into this section is just how effective these types of scenarios can be when it comes to increasing one's reputation. You'll also see the manner in which creating and feeding into controversy can be leveraged for massive personal gain. Both of these things inevitably lead to a large disconnect between public consensus and reality, since most people's exposure to these topics unfortunately happens to come from people who have no regard for anything except bleaching off of someone's popularity. One of the most egregious examples of this is the fact that the public consensus regarding me being investigated as a top player is that I never have been at all, when in reality I'm probably the most investigated player in tier list history. I've had my computer searched 10 different times through screen shares, including during tournaments and competitive matches. I've even had to play out full competitive matches during the process of some of these screen shares. It's worth noting that nearly all of these screen shares were conducted uninspectedly, and many were conducted by highly knowledgeable experts.
Alright, bro, then just play in real life, bro. Play with the fucking camera behind your face, bro. I'm a movie.
Yeah, bro, that's true.
Digital forensics.
Like,
all of this can be confirmed by people who are in administration.
She can just debunk everything.
Hey guys,
if she were actually real, she could just debunk everything very easily.
Yeah, actually, bro. Like, she could just play like in real life and just show everyone that she's good, bro.
Yeah, that's
so easy, bro. Why doesn't she just do that?
We need. Yeah, that's.
All right, now it's Romy speaking, bro. Yo, I don't know what to think of It's Romy, bro. He's my goat, deadass, bro. I love It's Romy, bro. But like,
This can be confirmed by people who were in administration positions at the time.
Hey guys, I'm Realme. I've been in the community since 2020 and started playing slightly before Marlow. Since we both started out in the vanilla community, I've been around for essentially every situation involving her. I have heard all the accusations thrown at her throughout the past 5 years, and I've seen all the facts firsthand. Marlow started being accused of hacking back in 2020 due to her quick mastery of respawn anchors, which, back then, were only used by a few players. In 2021, these allegations increased after another player attempted to frame her with a spoofing exploit that was present within the popular client known as Meteor. This spoofing exploit was used in order to get multiple players, including Marlow, falsely banned on a vanilla survival server. She has been constantly accused ever since then, and now these accusations have come back again at full force. People claim that she has never been properly investigated since she runs the tier list, and this could not be farther from the truth. She has been screenshotted a total of 10 times throughout the past 5 years, including from times before and during when she was a tier list staff member. Nearly all of these screenshots were conducted with her having no prior knowledge of them. Many of them also happened after winning tournaments. Most notably, however, some of these sudden investigations required Marlow to stream her full competitive tier tests, which, in every single instance of doing so, she won with a flawless score. The relentless disbelief in Marlow's—
Yeah, bro, I don't believe that shit. He just said that her tier tests was screen shared, bro.
Yeah, that's fake.
We have no proof, bro. She could just hack, straight up hack, and like it was her friend screen sharing her, and she just like wouldn't get anything, bro.
Skill level has, unfortunately, been detrimental in some cases. While she was a network owner alongside Anx and Learn, the other two tier list owners arranged for her to be screen shared during a UHC test by a screen sharer named 9250. 9250 asked her to send her AnyDesk code in a group chat which had him, Marlow, and other UHC tier list staff. Unbeknownst to anyone, one of the UHC staff members' Discord accounts was compromised at the time and was used to see Marlow's AnyDesk code. The person who stole the AnyDesk code impersonated the screen sharer and requested to connect to her computer. Marlow, who thought that 9250 was sending the connection request, accepted. Then the impersonator ran malware on her computer, which resulted in her computer blue screening. I remember that day very clearly. I was on the bus coming home from school when I heard that Marlow got ratted. We were really worried and we had no idea what happened. She changed all her account passwords from her phone and she had to disconnect her PC from her Wi-Fi and later fully reset it. Once I got home from the bus, we first questioned—
It's got pay bank, bro. Maybe, bro. Nah, this actually looks real, bro.
50 because we thought that he was involved, but he was just as clueless as the rest of us, and he was not involved in actually running the malware. Eventually, it was discovered that another staff member who was compromised had their account used in order to steal the AnyDesk code. I recognized the exact same file that was run on Marlow's computer having been used to run malware on another community member just a couple of weeks prior. During all of this, Marlow received countless threats to her life, household, and family from the people responsible for perpetrating the malware. The whole process of ensuring the safety of Marlow, her—
Bro, what? Alright, thank you for the £2, bro.
accounts and personal information took 2 days and was very scary and nerve-wracking for me, and even more so for Marlow. She has been screen shared by tons of different people throughout her time in the community. Many of these people dislike her and have acted maliciously to her, and they would have no reason to lie if they had found any cheats. Yet, no such person has come forward because the truth is simple. She does not hack. There has never been another person in the community who has been accused or investigated as much as she has. I have only been screen shared twice, and Swite has been screen shared less times than her, despite being previously caught in screen share with a ghost client. Out of every player, she has done the most to prove she's legit, yet, despite this, people have repeatedly misinformed others by saying that she has never been investigated at all. Many clips going around that accuse her of cheating include clips of her hitting her opponents while not looking at them. Every single one of these clips can be explained by Minecraft's inbuilt interpolation delay, where, on her screen, her opponent is on one side, but on her opponent's screen, they are in the other. This is extremely common in Minecraft to the point that none of these clips arise even a little bit of suspicion from me, and they are typically posted by people with very little game knowledge. From my years of experience in the game, hits like this have happened to me thousands of times from dozens of different players, and they are very normal, especially in kits with fast movement. All in all, Marlow has been accused—
what was that clip, bro?
Experience in the game, hits like this have happened to me thousands of times from dozens of—
Yo, that's trash, bro.
Different players, and they are very normal, especially in kits with fast movement. All in all, Marlow has been accused more than anyone else, has been investigated more than anyone else, and yet, it seems like people are just simply not aware of these facts. Every clip accusing her of cheating is unconvincing and fails to prove any sort of hacks. People have seemingly embraced the mindset of guilty until proven innocent and layered countless untrue and unsubstantiated claims on top of it all, leaving hardly even a semblance of truth left in the end.
What all of this tells you is that there is a massive chasm between what drama YouTubers want you to believe about what happened versus what actually did happen. Not only are they able to personally benefit by leveraging someone else's reputation, but they are also able to endlessly repeat this process by feeding into it with their own narratives. To show you an example of this, on January 11th, someone named Hatflaw would upload a video titled "Retired Minecraft Veteran Reacts to the Marlow Allegations." This video would unexpectedly gain traction, which would lead to the same person creating several more posts as well as live streams.
Yeah, I remember, bro. We cracked Marlow. That was so funny, bro.
About me spanning across hours.
Wait, what?
Here's some
yeah, there was like a thumbnail saying like, "We cracked Marlow."
Snippets from those streams.
Why are you trying to be on his bad side?
All right, yeah, I get it.
As you can see,
I want some, I want to create a, conflict, right? We get like a split. So we get the people who don't like Marlow. We get the people who do like Marlow, and then we get like a side of the community I could build, from the ground up.
Skip to the good part. Where is it, bro?
Like their
nah,
opinions
I'm watching
with
the whole
Marlow,
shit.
and then we have like a split thing where it's like, okay,
They
people
get
want to hear my
bored.
opinion and takes about
Where
the
is
new
it
Marlow
get
situation,
bored?
what Marlow keeps
Everything's
going.
trash.
Yeah, bro.
I
Everything
can,
is dog shit, bro.
Milk out for a bit. If I was gonna be a little bit honest, but I'm also enjoying this, right? I didn't even plan to be a content creator, but out of the blue, one of my videos exploded because I recorded it at like 6 in the morning. I woke up, 500 comments, 1,000 comments. It was ridiculous because like I genuinely thought that video was gonna get any views. I didn't work on the thumbnail, fabricate the evidence. That could work for the views if you just wanted to make the money, chat.
I mean, really, if you fake evidence, people are forced to.
Marlow is a predator video, dude. All that go crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's like not good enough. You gotta go a little stronger than that.
Undeniable proof Marlow's a dude.
No, you need to prove that Marlow's a dude that creates. Wait, actually, I heard a rumor, right? I'm not saying where I heard this rumor from, but like as I was talking to people in the community, somebody may or may not have told me that Marlow is a dude. Not just a dude, but like he has this whole woman persona. At first, it was like a joke to get big. Then he realized like, he has like a lot of young girls that look up to him. So because of that, he can form relationships with these girls under the gauge or guise of being a woman and being like a mentor. Meaning he could literally be preying on these little girls. That's what somebody told me. I don't know if it's true or not, but like somebody told me.
No. Someone also told me that Marlow has been claiming to be the age of 15 for like multiple years, which is just really weird behavior. Because why would you lie about your age out of all things?
Wait, that makes sense then. That's why he was preying on those little girls. Right? He's lying about his age.
He's talking
and he can like
super
more so be like, that's why I'm talking to these little girls. Oh my god, dude, the two sources that put us are like geniuses. Like,
yeah, and then what do you know? Pretends to be a female. What do child predators do? Pretend to be females. They be friends with the females, and they're like, oh, I'm actually a dude.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to like meet up with them and sleep with them, sleep with the little girls. Just the guy, just Marlow, just having these relationships with them is enough for him to like feel innerly like fulfilled. Because from the dopamine he gets from talking to these little girls, like the novelty of the situation is enough for him. Which is like I feel like it's super fucked up, hypothetically.
Yeah. It's very weird behavior from like any perspective. Even if this shit doesn't come out to be true, like it's really hard not to like jump to these conclusions. It's like,
I mean, what do you hope that Marlow does now, like in the next month? What is your hope?
I hope they release that well documented proof I'm not cheating video, so I can make a video on it or a
oh my god, that's me, bro.
That's actually you.
Well
documented. Bro, you're in the video.
Bro.
And proof I'm not cheating video, so I can make a.
You're in a video of someone reacting to a video.
Video on it or a live stream.
on the video.
Yeah, you are, bro.
On stream, and I could get people to give their opinions on it, and then eventually this shit gets put to rest. And
so your hope is to profit off Marlow.
Not just profit, but also
tell yourself that everything here was staged, bro. That was straight staged. Like this is kind of sad, bro.
Influence a bit of the community to like go to Mining Club, and because that's really the way you get around it. It's like why go on I mean, yeah, it could be. I mean, Mining Club is corrupt, but if you're considering tier like clubs, it's the better option.
What you can see is that these types of people have no remorse whatsoever for the fact that they're circulating baseless rumors at someone else's expense. For instance, insinuating that
Yo, what is this thumbnail, bro? Hell no.
I've been lying about my age by claiming to be 15 for multiple years is ludicrous because I wasn't even in this community until I was.
That thumbnail is goated, bro. Oh shit,
sorry, 16.
Bro, that's the goated
I'm now 21 and
bro.
have never once lied about my age. Furthermore, circulating rumors that imply my entire existence as a person revolves around lying to people in order to be a sexual predator is very clearly destructive.
I'm in 1.25x, by the way.
During one of the live streams I showed that people are wanting to leverage this situation in order to influence players that migrate to the PvP server known as Mineman Club. In a very similar manner to how the general public has been led to believe that I've never been investigated for cheating, they've also been led to believe that the largest Minecraft duel server, PvP Club, is owned by me. This completely false claim has been used in order to defraud me by suggesting that I bypass the anti-cheat and give myself items in order to perform better. People lying about this has negatively impacted the reputation of the server, and has led to campaigns attempting to boycott it and take away its player base. All of this happens at the expense of—
Is Marlow the one who's talking? Nah, it's an AI voice. She admitted to it. It's like actually an AI voice right now.
The actual server owner, who is an international student that programs and maintains the entire server all by himself. It seems like people have zero regard for the fact that their tendency to lie in order to siphon views can actually end up affecting completely different people than their intended target. What all of this shows you is that situations like these don't only distort the truth, but also have the tendency to fully reshape how a community behaves during the process.
So who's the owner? It's a Jai guy.
Everything I've covered up until this point is just the tip of the iceberg, as there are in fact many more false claims like these being made about me. The next one I'll be going over is the claim that I've been confirmed to be using a hack client known as Prestige. Prestige is a Minecraft Ghost client intended to evade anti-cheats and appear legitimately in the eyes of other players. What makes the claim that I've been using this client appear credible is the fact that the claim is actually being made by the company itself. What people fail to realize, however, is that this is actually a marketing scheme. By publicly outing me for using their hack client, they can leverage the newfound publicity to suggest that anyone who purchases the client will be capable of performing
That's true, that's true. That's probably like a... They're just trying to promote their cheat, bro.
Skill level. A lot of people in my situation here would be screwed, but I fortunately happen to have evidence to support my case. Last year, I had been put in contact with the owner of Prestige in order to investigate a top player that had been cheating. During some of our conversations, he offered to pay me to publicly admit that I had been using Prestige client. He asked me this twice, and both times I had rejected him. This offer alone should show you that clients like these are completely willing to pounce on the opportunity to cancel top players if it benefits their company. While this specific scenario was clearly intended for financial gain, there's another way in which people have been able to profit off of my misfortune. People seem to think that most of the popular exposed videos being uploaded against me right now are merely intended to educate the public, but it actually goes much deeper than that. Currently, there are 3 main videos being used as evidence against me. It just so happens to be, however, that all 3 of these people are currently banned from MC tiers. I'll be explaining why exactly this matters later on, but for now I want to cover the main video that kickstarted this situation's popularity. This video by Critical1Y, titled The Art of Deception, Marlow, depicts my Minecraft skin as an evil overlord puppeteering the competitive community. Let's watch the video and address some of the points being made.
This is how you become the best player at Minecraft PvP in the whole world. First, you grind every day and sometimes even skip essential tasks like eating or getting enough exercise. During this time, you fight the best players you can find, you message good players to fight or play some known servers to practice. And when that's not enough, you throw it all away. You make your own tier list, you own the testing server, and force everyone to test on that server, and suddenly you're tier 1 in everything. Sound familiar? Well, this is the story of how Marlow deceived the entire Minecraft community as Minecraft's biggest closet cheater.
Bro, it looks like a movie intro.
Yeah, bro.
You've already seen more than enough reasons as for why this split was necessary, but there's something else that I want to point out. Before the tier list migrated, I had actually already obtained tier 1 in 5 out of the 7 game modes. This was already the most tier 1 rank that anyone achieved, and it was clear that my progress wasn't slowing down. In this crucial moment, Critical leaves this extremely relevant detail.
I remember the old MC tiers, bro. That shit was tough.
Out and presents his hook as if I was a struggling player that couldn't rank up no matter.
It's ugly as hell.
Yeah, it was ugly, bro. But it was the good old times, bro. When nothing was wrong, bro. Now it's all fucked up, bro.
The good old times. Everything was wrong, but behind the scenes, like everything was.
But we didn't know, so like we were just innocent, bro.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I tried to.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? Actually, Lapis.
Yeah.
At least all these situations is just at least interesting, like there's something to talk about it, you know. So that's something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's
kind of interesting, bro.
Like,
but like even then, bro,
we have.
It's just
everything's trash, everything's bad, but at least we can talk about something, bro.
You might have also noticed that Critical is the one responsible for perpetrating the widespread lie that I'm the owner of PvP Club. The fact that all of this happens at the very start of the video probably already tells you what's in store for the rest of it.
Each kit is like a whole different game, with different mechanics, clicking styles, movement, and keybinds, which is why most top players specialize in a specific game mode instead of dominating everything at once. However, you might see some players who are high tier 1 at UHC be above high tier 2 in SMP as they have the same core skills. Regardless, progression is usually slow. Now that you understand that there are different kits, we need to talk about keybinds. In Minecraft, there are 9 slots that you need to be able to hotkey to in order to use your different items effectively. However, it's scientifically impossible to have perfect keybinds and clicking patterns for all the game modes. Here, take a look at what Crystal PvP gameplay looks like. Do you see how it involves left-clicking with your sword, swapping to your obsidian and placing it, then going to your crystals and alternating your left and right clicks? Now compare this to UHC, where you have to swap between so many items while blocking your shield and all sorts of stuff. And for our player Marlow, she has to be able to do this for 8 kits simultaneously. That's right, Marlow is tier 1 skill at everything at the same time, which shouldn't be possible. Even Me, the next best player, still had lower tiers at low tier 2.
The next relevant claim that Critical makes is that it's scientifically impossible to have perfect keybinds for every game mode. Since there technically is no such thing as perfect keybinds, I'm going to address this claim under the assumption that Critical means a set of keybinds that function viably across every game mode. While I actually do happen to switch certain keybinds depending on the game mode I'm playing, this claim is seemingly baseless because other top players such as Me have used the same keybinds across every game mode and achieved massive success in the process. While I am the only player that has achieved tier 1 in every game mode, even hypothetically if I was hacking, that wouldn't automatically mean that this feat is impossible, and anyone who believes so would just be reducing their own potential.
Before the MC tier split, Marlow competed on what's known as PvP tiers, like everyone else. She had strong placements and she was still an owner. However, it was limited because there was shared...
What?
Valorant gameplay on Marlow's video for some reason.
Authority, and her skill was kit specific. Most importantly, she was not tier 1 in everything. Let's use Messi for example. Messi is one of the best...
Yeah, bro, they just... Messi, bro.
...playmakers and dribblers. But notice how he isn't even near the best players in terms of defending or scoring headers. Alright, now that I've gotten most of the common sense points out of the way, we can show the gameplay. This clip shows Legendary's high tier 1 test against Marlow in SMP. As you can see, she pros on him, and then no look 180 disables him. Okay, maybe you could have said that was client-sided, but this time Legendary pros onto Marlow, and she does the exact same thing. Also, if we keep saying the client-sided argument, how come it's always Marlow at fault? Does she have her own client that purposely mishandles packets?
In this portion of the video, Critical shows clips of me landing attacks on the opponent without facing them. He then portrays this as if it's something fully exclusive to me. This is by far the most widespread allegation that has been made when it comes to whether or not I'm cheating, so you'll see a lot more clips just like it. The irony here is that the actual reason behind these types of hits is rooted in a fundamental combat mechanic that I'm surprised so few people are aware of. I'll be explaining this mechanic in detail both for people who want to benefit from it competitively and for people who think it's the result of cheating. In Minecraft, whenever a player moves from point A to point B, their position doesn't instantly update for both players. Minecraft interpolates their movement across roughly 200 milliseconds, meaning that when a player has started moving, their opponent won't actually perceive it for around 200 milliseconds later. The same is true in reverse. When a player stops moving, their opponent won't perceive them actually stopping for around 200 milliseconds later. Many players are under the impression that ping is the underlying reason for why mechanics like comboing work, but positional interpolation is the true reason for why these things are possible, and ping only adds an additional layer of delay to the matter. To further demonstrate to you just how common these types of hits are, I'll put a montage consisting of various top players getting them on screen.
Yeah, is she gonna say like anything about Rapture, bro?
Yeah, there's a part of Rapture in the video. You can skip to like, what are you watching? Like, what are we
Bro, we're watching the whole video, twin.
Yo, that's my gameplay.
Yeah, that was your gameplay,
me, bro.
No, that's not you. That's you.
No, after that. Wait, actually. Oh yeah, that's me, bro. W shit, bro.
Wait, Deskless. Was this in my video, bro? When we did the tier...
I don't know what is that. Who is that? Wait, what? Who is...
Deskless.
Fighting?
I think we fought him for the tier test, bro. Didn't we?
What the fuck is that, bro? I don't remember that.
Oh no, bro.
But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that was tier 1.
What I was doing. Yo, nah, but that's
what all
so
of this
weird,
reveals
bro.
is that lack of knowledge is currently what plays the largest part when it comes to people accusing me of hacking, and it's unfortunate that people have been so hasty to pounce on me for it. The next clip I'll be showing you follows the same pattern.
Next, we have the Pig Ears Diamond Pot fight, where Marlow not only cheats by using aim assist, but also trigger bot while eating. Okay, some could say she has high sense, but this is not high sense, because after every single hit, she flicks away for no reason, just to flick back onto him. And no, she's not...
Yo, that's so weird, bro. No, that's actually weird, bro.
...styling on him, because she lost this fight 30-12.
The first of the two claims being made here is actually valid. I appear to be attacking with my sword while eating at the same time, which isn't possible. This occurrence resulted from a confirmed bug in a popular mod I use which reduces the latency of consumable items in the Minecraft client.
Bro, that's straight up cheats.
Here's what it looked like on my screen. Since on my screen I wasn't actually eating anything, I was able to move around freely. This is not the only occurrence of this happening. It's happened to both me and multiple other players on several occasions.
Bro, she just blames it on mods that are not allowed, bro.
Unfortunately, this is one of the downsides of how integral Minecraft mods are in the competitive community, since certain mods will inevitably produce behavior like this from time to time. Here's confirmation from the mod developer regarding this case. Moving on to the second claim, Critical asserts that I flick for no reason in order to attack Pig Ears, which he then says is proof that I'm using aim assist. This is completely untrue, as my flicks were in fact intentional. At the time, I had been experimenting with a technique that barely anyone knew about called knockback displacement. The player Swite, who I had taught this technique to prior to this fight, would later end up publicly commenting about its existence, but he would later end up deleting his comment due to harassment. A lot of people believe that this technique was made up specifically in order to cover for hacks, but I have plenty of messages that prove that this isn't the case. In fact, I was specifically going into this fight to experiment with the tactic in the first place, which is part of why I ended up losing so badly. Something that people might not realize is that this specific moment was actually what started all of the controversy that I'm currently in today. The irony of it being due to superior game knowledge paints a pretty clear picture as to how these situations—
Alright, that kind of makes sense, bro. Because the knockback displacement shit, that's why she was like flicking her camera, bro. That actually makes sense.
But for what, bro? That shit doesn't work for shit,
yeah,
bro.
it does, bro.
This place is trash.
No, but like, she actually used it in fights, bro. That like makes sense.
Historically go. In 2020 and 2021, I was suspected of hacking due to the discovery of how you could place—
Yo, thank you.
What you loving?
Much faster by setting the action to a keyboard key, which today is a widely known strategy called keyboard place. In 2022, I was suspected once again due to having a proprietary technique that assisted in shield disabling. This technique was taught to me by the high tier 1 player Vivikai, and is now a widely known strategy called attribute swapping.
Yeah, even I
use
it.
In 2023, I was suspected for a third time for having the proprietary knowledge of how to place blocks midair. This technique was taught to me by my friend Baby Brownie, and is now a widely known strategy called air placing. In 2024, I was suspected once again after unretiring at high tier 1 in SMP with perfect scores. At the time, people had believed that I was using hacks to take away my shield delay, but as it turns out, this wasn't even possible to do in the game through hacking. In 2025, I was suspected of using hacks for stun smashing due to my discovery of tick lockouts, which was assisted by understanding hotbar priority. This would later become widespread knowledge after I made a video on it. And now, in 2026, I'm suspected of using aim assist due to having the uncommon knowledge of knockback displacement. I had actually planned on making a video on the technique long before I had gotten in any controversy for it, and it's almost certain that I wouldn't be cancelled right now if I did. Given the pattern I just showed you, people clearly have an unhealthy tendency to label anything that they don't understand as cheating. What this means is that instead of being met with positive reception when attempting to advance the game's meta, it can often instead be reputationally devastating depending on the circumstances, which is obviously completely backwards to how it should be.
Finally, we have the clip from this fight with Marlow against Swipe, where Marlow clearly spazzes out because she's trying to pot, but her aim assist is trying to hit Swipe, causing her to throw her pots around. And I was actually able to recreate this when I fought a hacker on MCPvP, and they do the exact same thing, trying to hit me while they are potting.
The next claim that Critical makes is that I was attempting to use health potions, but that I couldn't because doing so conflicted with aim-related hacks that I allegedly use. I happen to know exactly what happened here, but unfortunately it's the type of explanation that isn't backed by any hard evidence. This clip is taken from a fight I had with Swipe for a YouTube video rather than a competitive match. Within this fight, Swipe had a substantial lead on me and was obviously going to win, so I thought that it would be funny for the video to spaz out at the end of the match.
Yeah, I thought it would be funny, bro. Yeah, bro.
The possibility that people would interpret this as hacking, and Swipe seemed to also know that it was for entertainment. While I do agree that the clip looks bizarre, Critical's claim also doesn't make sense in a number of ways. For instance, if I was actually using this form of hack, why would this conflict only occur in this specific moment out of all of the other times that I had turned around to pot?
Yeah, that's kind of true. Why would it only conflict like when she had, like when she was dying?
And also, why would she use cheats on this video? Like,
yeah, on this video, it's not even tier test, bro. It's like a random video.
Yeah.
Furthermore, most aim-related hacks have specific settings to only function while holding a weapon, which is something that would practically have to be enabled to perform at my level in this mode. While I'm sorry that I don't have definitive proof to back up my explanation here, I hope people can also understand that this type of circumstance is largely caused by the fact that players spend hours analyzing and scrutinizing my gameplay, whereas other players who exhibit the same behavior simply don't get observed for it, which is why it always ends up looking like I'm the only one at fault.
Speaking of authority, why is the ref playing the game? It's simple. The tier list owners should not be competing in the game at such a high level. This easily leads to corruption, favoritism, and cheating. Being a tier list owner allows you to place final verdict on kit changes, force people to play on a server you have ownership to, and decide not to get SS because who's gonna stop you? You own the tier list. By the way, she got exposed for hacking in 2021, and anyone who asks her to screen share now just gets blacklisted.
Before I address the later allegations, let's start with the statement about the referee playing the game. I understand that people will have varying opinions on this topic, but regardless, I'm going to give my thoughts on the matter, and I'm sorry if some people find it unsatisfactory. The first thing that I want to clarify is that I've been a top player for many years now, even before I was ever an owner. Since the Minecraft community doesn't have its own official competitive scene, it instead had to be created voluntarily. I personally can't see myself ever having created MC tiers if I wasn't even able to be a part of it, and I find it frustrating that so many people attempt to take the moral high ground on this issue. The truth is, very few people would decide on a whim to dedicate multiple years of their life to building up a grassroots community that they can't participate in, and I wish more people could understand that. That being said though, comparing my situation to a referee participating in a sports game is inaccurate. MC Tiers has guardrails when it comes to staff managing their own competitive matches. Whenever I open a Discord ticket requesting a tier test, my ticket and assigned opponents are handled by the same staff team that handles everyone else's tests. That being said though, I do find it unfair that it seems like I'm the only one who ever catches flack for this type of thing. Multiple top competitors have been in full game mode management positions while competing, and people like It's Real Me, Ins, and Learn have been in full network management positions while also competing.
He's not even staff or anything, bro. What is he even saying?
And also, she's like making like yourself the victim, like making
It's Real Me,
yourself
Ins, and Learn have been in full network management positions while also competing. For some reason, out of all of these people, it seems like I'm the only one who ever gets called out. Many people say that it's because of the fact that I'm now ranked as the best in the world, but back when It's Real Me was ranked #1, I never saw anyone criticize him in the same way. From my perspective, this is a blatant double standard. It seems like people are selectively okay with people being in a management position while competing, and that whether or not it's acceptable is entirely dependent on whether or not they like the person doing so. Moving on, however, let's revisit the last 2 statements that Critical made at the end of this
RAM
claim.
prices went up by 500%
she got
for
exposed
this
for
shit,
hacking
bro.
in 2021, and anyone who asks her to screen share now, she gets blacklisted.
Everything Critical says here can be summed up as a blatant lie. As we've already gone over, I've probably been the most investigated player in tier list history, and 2021 was no exception. In fact, this was the year in which I probably had the most notable skill gap over anyone else in vanilla PvP, yet after multiple investigations I was always proven to be legit. Critical's second claim that anyone in the present day who asks me to screen share gets blacklisted is also a complete lie. The blacklist is particularly reserved for people who commit extremely harmful offenses along the lines of doxing, swatting, and sexual misconduct. There is zero record of anyone ever being blacklisted merely for asking someone to screen share. Critical's decision to lie about both of these things should serve as further evidence of his character. I'll now be moving on to the next claim.
But let's go back to the huge mace changes, which changed the Elytra durability from its normal durability to 100 durability, then to 150. Sure, let's take Marlow's side and say it wasn't because of alien overdose. From the community's perspective, it looks like you changed the kit just so you can get your high tier 1 back.
The statement that Critical makes here
she's
is
probably gonna speak about you in this part.
Regarding changes that were made to the mace kit in order to...
By the way, guys, I'm in a call with Callie Mortimer, the best mace player.
I like men's.
Alright, bro. First thing you say, bro. First impression.
Decrease
match. Bro couldn't just say hello. Nah, that works too, bro.
These claims were actually 100% debunked before the changes were even made.
Oh my god,
I'll explain.
bro.
On March 27th of last year, a player known by the name of Alien Overdose opened up a testing ticket for Tier 1. It wasn't until around 3 months later, on June 21st, the alien would finally
I'm gonna put this in 1x speed, bro.
complete his test and contest me for the high Tier 1 rank, which at the time was held by me. I tried to schedule with Alien for around 3 months, in which the match was delayed substantially. Although Alien claimed that this extreme delay was allegedly due to personal reasons, it's confirmed that Alien was participating in other competitive fights during this time frame. Regardless of whether or not this delay had valid reasoning behind it or not, it is vital to the context of this situation. During this time frame, the Mace community had a very split conflict on whether or not the game mode should update to include changes that Minecraft had made relating to Ender Pearls. In case you're wondering what was changed, it was that previously when you were teleported to an Ender Pearl, it would stop your momentum entirely, whereas after the update you would maintain your momentum instead. Alien Overdose was strongly against this update being implemented, stating that it would entirely kill the ability to fight people mid-air. This claim was completely inaccurate, and in the present day, the change has actually been shown to benefit aerial gameplay rather than detract from it, which was something that I had been saying was true all along. Unfortunately, Alien's false rhetoric was spread to other community members, and he would accuse me of proposing the changes specifically to nerf his skill level. This was particularly egregious because at the time I had hardly even played using the updated Pearl mechanics, and my high tier 1 rank was earned without them. When someone had the tier test open for 7 months, things are bound to change, and it's illogical to assume that every single change in this time frame is founded from malicious intent. As time passed, the update became accepted by the community, but there was a new...
I can swear to basically everything I have that Marlow just changed everything on here, like to make everything best for her. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the changes on the Mace kit, all the shit that happened, it was
to
because Marlow
her?
wanted to be high tier 1, bro.
Yeah. No, but she got high tier 1 before like changing the pearls, so like that's weird, bro.
I mean, yeah, but before that, he also changed the kit. She also changed the Dura of the...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she also changed shit, so...
New problem that had come up.
Bro.
Fights were taking a long time, and when I say a long time, I mean hours. This is clearly not something that was sustainable when you look at it from a perspective of concern for the health and future of the game mode, so something had to change. What you need to know is that Minecraft has an exploit where you can avoid losing elytra durability as long as you alternate between equipping it and unequipping it in under a second, which is quite easy to do. When you pair this with the fact that the elytra by default has 432 durability, matches end up being extremely long contests of who can evade the opponent while exploiting the elytra durability bug most effectively. When I say this, I don't mean it as an exaggeration. Quite literally, the meta in this scenario is to almost fully avoid fighting until you've completely exhausted the opponent's elytra durability, which is why these fights were going on for hours. On August 3rd, I would make an announcement regarding the fact that we would be trialing changes that lowered the elytra's durability in an effort to reduce match time. At this point, you might be thinking that surely by now, Alien Overdose would have fought me for his high tier 1 test, but unfortunately this wasn't the case. During the multiple months that I had been waiting for him, he had actually secretly been practicing this exact meta on an alt account. This is why after I ended up making this announcement, Alien began to strongly object to it, and once again insisted that this change was proposed purely with the intention of nerfing its skill level. Obviously this assertion was ludicrous given the scale of how bad the gameplay issue was, but in this specific scenario I decided that these changes wouldn't be added until after Alien's high tier 1 test, which he was informed of. Eventually, after having waited a whole 3 months, Alien and I would finally fight and he would end up achieving high tier 1. Shortly after, the kit changes that had been planned previously were put in place, and the elytra durability bug was patched in competitive play. The backlash from implementing these changes was so severe that the community began to riot and spread lies about me. It became a widespread rumor that the kit changes had only been put in place because I had lost to Alien Overdose, and that the intention behind them was purely to aid me in the process of getting high tier 1 back. What you can see from all of this though is that this rumor is not only untrue, but 100% provably untrue since there were in fact numerous discussions on the matter long before the match had even happened. In my opinion, this rumor was fully started as an attempt to put pressure on me by targeting my reputation so that I might cave in and end up reverting the changes. Unfortunately, a lot of people actually fell for this, and since then I've had a poor reputation in the Mace community because of it. Let's move on to the next claim.
Then, they changed the durability to 150 to make it look like they were taking the side of the community, when in fact, this was the poll that was run, and 150 was tied with 350, 400, and 432 dura. But wait, let's remember who the Mace changes helped with the most. Rapture, the #1 Mace player currently.
Finally, bro, Rapture. Holy shit, bro. That took so long. That took 1 hour and 45 minutes, bro.
Critical presents this poll regarding the kit changes as if it were some kind of official vote. The reality is, this was an unofficial Discord poll created by a regulator who would then end up spreading it later on. The regulator I'm referring to ended up later being punished and demoted for other offenses, but the poll itself didn't even contain votes from every staff member. For instance, I was in favor of 150 durability but never even participated in this unofficial poll. Regarding the topic of Rapture, I'm going to be covering this allegation a bit later, so I'll be skipping it for now.
No one votes.
Yeah, bro. Bro, there were like 5 people, bro. How?
It's in favor of 150 durability but never even participated in this unofficial poll. Regarding the topic of Rapture, I'm going to be covering this allegation a bit later, so I'll be skipping it for now.
And the funny thing is, Marlow even tried to buy MCSR, which is Minecraft speedrunning, but they denied, luckily.
Yo, she tried to buy MCSR, bro? I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, bro, she wanted to fuck Minecraft speedrun too.
Yeah, nah, bro, we're not letting that happen, bro.
Yeah, Critical claims that I attempted to purchase the popular mod known as Minecraft Speedrunning Ranked, but then was denied from doing so by the owners.
And I think
W owners, bro.
No.
You think?
No, wait, no, never mind.
This one is by far the most bizarre out of all of them.
Never mind.
The fact that hardly anyone picked up on how blatantly Critical lies here goes to show you just how effective it can be in this community to make up statements like these without showing any proof. I'm not sure what else to say here other than the fact that this interaction never happened. I never tried to purchase MCSR Ranked. With that being said, we've now gone through the video and addressed most of the points being made. There's one last point, however, that I wanted to say for the end, since it requires you to have all of the context that we covered previously.
Everyone's brainwashed by Marlow, and if you speak against her, something happens. After watching the fight with Cray vs Marlow, I said in the vanilla tier list general that Marlow cheats, and I got perm banned for destructive behavior. Like, we aren't catching people who cheat or ult, but I'm permanently banned from all the discords and MC tiers for saying someone cheats. That's just a crazy power trip. It's like going to high surveillance prison with hardened criminals for taking Sprite instead of water. I didn't originally plan on posting this on my main channel, but my MC tiers ban said otherwise.
Everything you just heard is completely untrue. Critical claims that he was banned for sending a video of my flick hits from the pig ears fight over Discord. What makes this easily debunkable is that I had actually been sharing the same video around to troll people because at the time people weren't aware that this clip was actually the result of knockback displacement. Why would Critical be banned for sending something that I had previously already sent long before he did? Furthermore, if you look in the Discord servers you can see that there are many people who have accused me, yet they aren't banned for doing so. This is because it's not against the rules just to accuse someone. The real reason that Critical was banned is because he was repeatedly spreading lies in order to convince people that what he was saying was true.
Yeah, these are just random people, bro. There's tons of people that said that Marlow hacked, bro. And no shit, they didn't get banned, bro. We can't ban half of the fucking tier list, bro.
She's like showing random.
As you could probably tell, though, this video followed the exact same pattern. Earlier, I brought up the fact that the main viral videos on this topic just so happen to be published by players who are currently banned. By the end of the next video I cover, you'll see precisely why that matters so much. For now, what you need to know is that the next video I'm covering is not made by someone who is just banned, but rather someone who is blacklisted. While you'll be getting the specifics of this case in a moment, I'll start by showing the video on screen. This video, titled Competitive Minecraft is a Joke, was posted by Eximity on January 29th. I happened to see this video shortly after it was uploaded, and upon doing so, I immediately knew that it would blow up because of how deceptive it was. Knowing this, I wrote a comment so that I could inform people who might come across the video that Eximity was acting maliciously, but unfortunately my comment would end up receiving so many dislikes that YouTube made it practically impossible to come across for the average viewer. I actually went on another device to try and find my own comment and realized that it had sunk so far down the YouTube algorithm that it took multiple minutes of scrolling for me to even locate it. Unfortunately, my comment being so hard to find has actually led to the majority of people currently believing that I deleted it, which simply isn't true. There's something that I want to show you about this comment though. After I posted it, Eximity issued a response to it which he would end up editing several times. Within this response, Eximity lies by baselessly claiming that I'm silencing top players. He then gets personal and tells me that as a former friend of his that I should just quit, and that it was genuinely over for me. While to many people this line might have seemed like it was written out of concern, I knew that the real reason that Eximity was trying to convince me to quit was because he knew that if I told people the truth that his video would be torn to shreds by it. Eximity's video is currently one of the most viewed videos on this topic, so it's necessary that I go through it and debunk the dishonest claims being made in it.
Let me set the record straight. The competitive Minecraft scene that's had the entire community in a chokehold over the past few years is a straight-up joke, filled with cheaters, staff abusing their powers, mass manipulation, and in some cases, straight-up illegal activity among some of the top players and influencers within the community.
Within the introduction, Eximity references how
bro,
top
speaking
players
of illegal activity, what the fuck did he do, bro? Tell me that shit was not illegal.
Illegal activities.
Exactly, bro.
Influencers are engaging
in illegal
activity.
Yeah, it's illegal. No, bro, for real, there's like illegal shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like, actually, I think there's like illegal shit.
Up, this is the perfect segue for you to know exactly why Eximity is currently blacklisted, as it happens to be specifically for illegal activity. In order to give you the best understanding, I'm going to have the person who handled his blacklist case explain.
Hi, my name is Spook, and I was the staff member responsible for handling Eximity's blacklist case back when it occurred in July.
Bro, we already saw that, bro.
Was a girl.
Spooks? No.
I thought that Spook was a girl.
Bro, we literally already saw that.
May 24.
Just skip that shit. Skip that shit, bro. This shit,
bro. We literally already saw that shit, twin. Yo, there were two parts the same video
in regards to sexual misconduct, but I'll only be individually covering Marlow, given the context of this video. In the months leading up to his blacklist, Eximity developed what appeared to be a close friendship with Marlow. This relationship has since been shown to have been initiated
I'm gonna kill myself.
Don't, bro. Nah, bro, I'm skipping this. We literally already saw that, bro.
Doesn't matter, just skip it. Yo, what is that name, bro? Why are you showing us?
For this, though, Eximity retracts his initial request, claiming that he will refrain from ratting and token stealing, despite Eximity not going through that route. Him posting the request in of itself is significant, as it shows that not only does he consider acting on malicious behavior, but that he is willing to take the image that he has painted for himself over the past year.
Alright, nice. I skipped it.
What all of this tells you is that Eximity's current blacklist is quite severe, and therefore any appeals for it need to be treated seriously. Eximity's primary defense here is that he was making these statements in order to pander to the good side of the person he was talking to, Resaw, who happens to be blacklisted and generally considered a harmful member
good side, bro? I don't think there's any good side to Resaw, bro. Deadass.
So by doing this, that he was able to protect countless members of the community from being harmed. The problem with this statement is that there is no certainty as to whether or not it's true, and it feels unlikely that it would be true considering how unnecessary some of his remarks were. Furthermore, if Eximity was in fact behaving this way in order to protect people, why would he cause more harm during the process by requesting to have illicit photos of minors exposed? While I would end up personally forgiving Eximity for the things he said about me, some of the statements he's made are simply too serious to brush off his blacklist entirely. For example, in the screenshot where Eximity discusses the prospect of committing rape when he travels to another girl's state, I happen to know that Eximity did have romantic interest in this girl, and was actually planning on meeting up with her in real life. What I'm trying to say here is that while it's unlikely that these statements were actually going to happen...
Holy shit, bro.
Bro's gonna... Yo, don't say that, bro. All my viewers are just gonna leave, twin.
No, just watch it on the stream, bro. It's all content.
No, bro. We're watching this.
Content?
We're watching this whole
And
video,
seriously,
bro.
regardless, especially considering that illegal activity did in fact occur here. You'll see how all of this relates to the video later on.
Yo, guys, if you just watch Donut's stream, bro, he's gonna watch the video all over again. It's gonna be so boring, bro.
Yo, I'm getting cancelled on Twitter, bro.
Why?
Because I say that the Marlow's video is trash, and now I'm getting cancelled for some reason.
That house? Wait, screen share, bro. Screen share.
Like I got like comments of people saying, bro, you're just at Eximity Glacier.
Hell no, bro.
At this portion of the video, Eximity presents a montage of what are implied to be clips of me hacking. We've already debunked the behavior that causes most of these clips, but there's 2 more that came up that I'd like to go over. These clips showcase me equipping 2 pieces of armor at what appears to be the same time. It seems like Eximity is under the impression that this shouldn't be possible, but it's actually quite simple. The crouching you see here is because I was holding shift before toggling my inventory, and I remained crouched due to desynchronization. Holding shift in this scenario is normal because I need to avoid dragging items in my inventory. The main thing here though is that while Minecraft handles most of its inputs at a rate of 20 ticks per second, the mouse has an exception to that rule. This is partially because if mouse movement's only updated at 20 ticks per second, looking around would feel quite choppy. What this means though is that you can also click the mouse multiple times during a single tick, and on the next tick it will perform all of the actions in game. The way I quickly remove and equip my armor is by spamming both left and right clicks simultaneously, which allows you to very efficiently manage your inventory. I encourage people to give this strategy a try, as knowing how to do it can be quite helpful.
There were a lot of clips circling around consisting of Marlow's crystaling being faster than anyone else believed even possible. This led a lot of crystal PvPers to believe Marlow was cheating to unfairly crystal as fast as she could. This made her later come to release the Crystal Optimizer in 2023. The Crystal Optimizer is a mod that makes placing and hitting crystals client-sided so that you can effectively crystal a lot faster. She branded this as a mod to give higher ping players less of a disadvantage in crystal PvP. But without a doubt, this is the mod that she was using as a cheat for so many months before she even released it in order to crystal abnormally fast and beat every player with ease. Before Marlow released this and branded it the way she did, this would have been straight up considered a cheat if she was caught with this. But as a leader in the community, she was able to get away with this. With this in mind, this already sets a precedent that Marlow is very likely to be a cheater, and nothing is stopping her from doing the same thing today.
The problem with the statements that you just heard is that they were presented with so much confidence that most people wouldn't even question it for a split second. But the reality is that none of what Eximity says here is true. I also know that he himself knows that it's not true,
Bro,
and is deliberately choosing.
This video is just saying everything is not true, and then Eximity's gonna make a video saying everything Marlow said is not true, and then Marlow's gonna make another response video saying,
this is
yo,
just,
that's not true, and then that's not true, bro. We don't know.
Everything's gonna
to misrepresent it. The reason I know this is because there's an extremely detailed portion of my video from 2024 where I cover the difficulties I had throughout the process of getting the Crystal Optimizer legalized, and Eximity and I had discussed it on multiple occasions. Something I should note is that the allegation Eximity is making here appears to be out of nowhere, as this wasn't an issue that staff members even raised during my attempts to get the mod legalized. What you're seeing on screen is a portion of Eximity's video here where he asserts that he was involved with my video during the process of making it. While Eximity wasn't involved with the making of the video itself, he was very well aware of its contents. This is because Eximity was also planning to release a video around the same time, and his video would cover some of what was in mine. Eximity's decision to assert his involvement with my video here appears to be with the intention of boosting his credibility, but when you see how he misrepresents all of this, it actually detracts from it. The reason for my crystal speed has nothing to do with the Crystal Optimizer, and what people need to know is that if I had actually been using it competitively before it was legalized, I would have likely been banned. If you're interested in more information as to why that is, I highly advise watching my old video which covers it all. What all of this tells you is that Eximity completely made up all of this, yet hardly anyone watching would notice that. Unfortunately, what you're going to be seeing throughout the rest of this video are many more dishonest statements like these.
When I started to become active again, a friend of mine, who is a very close friend of someone who is notorious for being a very skilled coder and has made multiple top-tier PvP hack clients, who is completely blacklisted from MC tiers for a plethora of reasons, one of which being literally threatening Marlow's family.
After all that, Marlow's gonna be Dolly V2, yeah, bro.
23, is actually friends with Marlow, secretly, today. Marlow herself even confirmed it to me directly. Very Violent made it very clear that the person they told this to, they wanted this to be kept secret. And they confirmed, in the process, that Marlow does quite a bit of things that people don't know about in order to get an advantage in PvP. This personally has me dead convinced that Marlow's doing something, even today. Thanks to the monopoly Marlow has on the community, she can keep denying and just straight up ignoring these accusations of her cheating, and there will never ever be any hard proof to come out that she cheats. As a matter of fact, back in 2023, if you were even associated with Very Violent, the person who is friends with Marlow now, Marlow would literally blacklist you. I think it is just crazy that they could be friends today.
The way in which Eximity presents this claim contains a massive leap in logic by implying that simply interacting with another person is equivalent to being close friends with them. I have a feeling 99% of people will agree that having contact with a person doesn't automatically mean you have a close relationship with them, yet Eximity presents this as if it were the case. For anyone wondering, I almost never speak to V, aka the person who Eximity is referring to here. But even if I did, that would be my own personal choice to make regardless. The most egregious part of this claim, though, is that it actually applies to Eximity himself. If you use the same logic Eximity is in this situation, it would imply that anyone who is friends with him shouldn't be allowed to be because he's also blacklisted. The primary purpose of this entire claim seems to be to use it as an opportunity to misrepresent screenshots from V. What we can see here are conversations where Eximity's friend questions V on whether or not I'm cheating, and in these screenshots V explicitly states that I'm not. V follows this up by saying that I know things about the game that other people don't, and that it should be seen as expertise rather than cheating. For whatever reason, Eximity phrases this in the most vindictive way possible, as if I'm doing something wrong by having studied game mechanics. As you can tell, there's virtually no consistency in anything Eximity is saying here, and it serves as yet another example of his tendency to seek out opportunities that he can use to mischaracterize me. What I think supports this is the fact that shortly before this video was
Risar's actually gonna get my fucking video demonetized, bro. I'm deadass.
posted, Eximity seemingly randomly removed Resol from his friends list. My belief is that Eximity's decision to do this—
Wait, am I still friends with Risa on Discord? I don't think so. I am, bro. What the fuck? Hell no, I'm unadding that guy, bro. Remove friend.
was in direct correspondence to this point that he was planning to make in his video, so he needed to ensure that he maintained the perceived moral high ground throughout the process. Before we move on though, there's one more thing Eximity said here that needs to be covered. I'll replay the clip.
As a matter of fact, back in 2023, if you were even associated with Very Violent, the person who's friends with Marlow now, Marlow would literally blacklist you.
What you just saw is quite possibly the most blatantly dishonest statement up until this point. The reason for this is that Eximity completely cuts context in a manner that completely changes the entire meaning of what actually happened. In 2023, a series of players were blacklisted for developing a hack client with V that contained malware. Since being involved in the distribution of malware is a valid reason to issue a blacklist, they were punished. Eximity leaves this detail out though and presents it as if friends of V were being blacklisted on the sole basis of association, which is completely untrue.
If she didn't own the network, she would have had to prove her legitimacy 100 times by now. I would know because I used to get screen shared every single test I did on the X tier list. Marlow posted a video of her buying a brand new laptop and hand camming fights on the new laptop to prove that she doesn't cheat. However, there were a ton of inconsistencies, and later in the video, it was her getting screen shared on said laptop after a tier test. To my knowledge, this is the only instance Marlow has been screen shared, but the biggest thing that makes this unfair is that she knew she was getting screen shared.
At this point in the video, Eximity asserts that to his knowledge I have never been screen shared. Just like how Eximity was aware of what actually happened in the case of the Crystal Optimizer, he is also aware that I have been screen shared more than just about anybody, yet he pretends to be ignorant to this for the purpose of the video.
Another complaint is that Marlow over the years has changed the rules on the tier list and abused her power for an advantage. But there's one specific instance that really sticks out like a sore thumb. Allow me to show you her worst attempt at power abuse that she's done over the years. Meet Rapture, someone who you may be familiar with thanks to his YouTube videos that Marlow totally didn't have very blatant involvement in.
Think you're gonna kill before you die?
Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna die.
You think you're just gonna survive and kill everyone? Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps.
Rapture is the best maze PvPer. A mod on PvP Club, the server I mentioned earlier, the biggest PvP server and the only server that people are allowed to test on. And possibly the most blatant cheating alt I've ever seen in my entire life. In my opinion, this is completely absurd. It's either an AI chip in the brain that makes him able to do this, or he's just the most talented person of all time.
Before I get into the details here, I want to start off by saying that I recorded this segment of the video prior to Rapture's recent alting ban. Regardless of this, everything covered in this section mostly pertains to providing proper insight into the investigative process that MC Tears took regarding his cheating case, since there has been a lot of misinformation in that regard. What I want to start off by saying here is that Rapture has been heavily investigated by the MC Tears staff team. He's been screen shared 4 times in total, and is hand cammed as well. Throughout this controversy, people in the community have generally been under the impression that while it is possible that I'm legitimate, there's no way that Rapture could be. What people don't realize, though, is that there are a number of variables that have led people towards believing for certain that Rapture is hacking, when that might not actually be the case. The first reason for this is most likely the unruffled manner in which Rapture presents himself towards general allegations. This behavior—
Son! Why are we speaking of calories and protein? We're playing Minecraft. Are we dead ass, bro?
What? What are you saying?
Twin is giving me his whole ass, like, what he eats, bro. Are we dead ass? Bro is eating specific shit for Minecraft, bro.
To many people comes across across as if Rapture is hacking openly and only maintains plausible deniability in order to remain unbanned and get a rise out of people. What people fail to consider, though, is that since Rapture isn't a staff member, he doesn't actually have a reason to treat these allegations seriously since it hardly falls back on him. The allegations that Rapture receives arguably feeds further into his popularity, since many people repeatedly produce videos that boost his relevance. In his eyes, as long as he's not officially banned, none of the allegations matter much. Another variable that automatically convinces people that Rapture hacks is social contagion. Since Rapture has been frequently labeled as a known hacker, with multiple music and meme videos feeding into that notion, it contagiously spreads the belief as if it were simply common knowledge. The reason that this logic is flawed, however, is because what people are seeing on screen isn't actually the full picture, and there's a lot more under the hood that they're not aware of. For instance, there's a clip going around where Rapture allegedly couldn't perform simple attribute swaps while being investigated for hacking. What people don't realize is that this was only for a brief moment while he was lagging, and he was able to fully perform both attribute swaps and stun slams right afterwards. Another
right
example
afterwards,
would be
bro, when he wasn't getting SS, bro. Like, nice. Nice, bro.
Clips where Rapture is hitting people without looking at them. Rapture gets these types of hits even more than I do, which is why even more people consider him to be blatantly hacking. What people leave out, though, is that not only does Rapture play on high ping, but his connection is also extremely unstable. We've already debunked why these hits don't actually mean much earlier in the video, but Rapture's conditions mean that there's an even greater likelihood of them happening, which is why people ought not to treat it as good evidence. I understand that some people will give me some flack for the opinion I gave here, but I'd like people to understand that I've simply witnessed many people be falsely accused throughout all the years I've been playing.
Lapis.
Yo, why did you go away, bro?
I'm back.
Right.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, she's
Marlow,
defending Rapture.
It's your video. Yeah, Marlow, it's your video. Why are you defending Rapture if it's like your video? Like, it's just weird since the start. Like, bro, it's just weird. The only fact that she mentions Rapture in her video, like, it's because it looks like she's like defending.
Yeah, she's defending like Rapture, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
Nah, Rapture's. I don't know, bro. She's definitely not legit. That's for sure.
And I'd rather people be more careful before dogpiling onto someone. While I obviously can't say for certain if someone is legitimate or not, what I can say is that the staff team has been diligent in investigating Rapture, and no hard proof has come up. There's another claim relating to Rapture that I'd like to move on to, so I'll go ahead and play the next portion of the video.
Yeah, this Rapture guy is a complete joke. I mean, the proof could speak for itself. This guy's a cheater. Even one of the admins on the MC Tiers network told me everything in a voice call. So, you're telling me you know that the high tier 1 mace is a cheater and an alter, and
whoa. Okay, first of all, they literally okay, this is not my doing at all. They literally dead face told Jai Guy that they were an alt of a different player, and yeah, it's really weird why they aren't banned right now. It's like a big discussion.
Yeah, and literally just Jai Guy quote unquote screen shared them.
Yeah, he looked at they're like, oh, I didn't see any files.
Now that you know Marlow and MC Tier's blatant involvement in this scandal, we can conclude that Rapture is not only cheating and is an alternate account, but the tier list staff are completely okay with it and are actively helping him.
The first thing I want to clarify here is that the staff member in this voice call is not actually an admin, but rather an overseer. Because of how the admin role works and how few people have it, I'm inclined to believe that Eximity is aware of this and is most likely intentionally embellishing it to appear more credible. I prefer not to focus on that point, however, because the fact of the matter is that the high-ranking staff member still said these things, so it needs to be addressed. First of all, I've spoken to this staff member and what they told me is that they were misinformed regarding details of the Rapture case. They also told me,
bro. They just got fucking 7K from Marlow, bro.
The vital context of what they were saying had been cut from the voice call, and that they weren't insinuating at all that an admin had actually allowed Rapture to cheat. What they told me is that they were trying to convey to Eximity that they believe the screen share to be ineffective.
Why is Mr. Beast in the group chat? Nah, it's just Eximity's alt. It's like confirmed. It's Eximity's alt.
It was fraudulent. The problem with this situation is that even though the overarching claim regarding the staff team being involved in some huge scandal is completely untrue, it's difficult for me to tell whether or not the staff member involved here is being completely genuine on whether or not the context was actually cut here, since to me it does honestly look like he may have been pandering to peer pressure. For that reason, even despite Eximity's track record for lying, we can't entirely be sure whether or not he was cutting context here. Regardless, I believe this claim is reasonably debunked by the fact that Rapture has been screen shared by many people rather than just one, and some of the people who screen shared him would have no reason to lie on his behalf since they dislike him. Another claim people have been making, however, is that Rapture was allegedly spared from a ban after having been caught in a screen share by Red Lotus. This claim is completely false, as there were not only no cheats found in the screen share, but the basis of the results were clearly out of desperation. This screen share started off with Rapture being given an estimate of around 15 to 45 minutes in terms of duration. After nothing was found, the screen share continued to go on and on for a whole another hour, which was way past the initial estimate. After an hour and 45 minutes, the screen share was concluded, and shortly after, Rapture was given a list of reasons for why he would be banned. The first of these reasons was for allegedly modifying his game logs. This claim was made because his previous log file had its date marked as recently modified, However, this was able to be easily disproven by the fact that the date modified was identical to the time that Rapture had launched his latest session, meaning that his previous log was no longer his latest one, and was archived as a result. The second reason given was that Rapture had allegedly modified his system to have an encrypted activity cache. However, after testing and comparing Rapture's activity cache with others from multiple verified Windows installations, this claim proved to be completely insufficient and failed to prove any sort of system modification by Rapture. The final reason that was given as proof for Rapture being caught in the screen share was that he allegedly had a suspicious driver named RT Core 64 on his computer. The irony here is that this driver was actually installed by a program that the person screen sharing him had run, meaning that the proof being used against him was actually the result of something caused by the screen sharer himself. When this was discovered, it would end up causing Rapture to believe that the screen sharer had intentionally planted evidence on his computer in order to incriminate him. While I don't believe that that's the case, I am inclined to believe that this screen share was strongly motivated by ego, and that desperation can clearly be seen within the false rhetoric as to why he was supposedly caught. The reason I say this is because the only thing people will ever say in response to Rapture passing a screen share is that he bypassed it, so the only way to avoid appearing incompetent is to claim that he was caught instead. In addition to this, catching someone as highly scrutinized as Rapture would essentially be seen as catching a big fish, and would undoubtedly increase the person's credibility as a cheat finder. Both of these reasons are likely why what was originally planned to be a 15 to 45 minute screen share instead ended up being over twice that long, since there was some form of personal investment in ensuring that something could be found in order to incriminate him. I also happen to know that the person conducting this screen share shouldn't have been trusted, since they were previously
Yo, what the fuck?
What happened?
Where was I, bro?
Was archived as a result. The second reason given was that Rapture had allegedly modified his system
I was right there, right?
to have verified Windows Rapture cache. However, after testing and comparing Rapture's activity cache with others from multiple his reasons was clear. This claim is completely false. As the list of
I'll
reasons
just skip this, bro. Fuck Rapture. I don't care, bro.
Diligence here.
I want to bring an old accusation Marlow had debunked not very long ago back to the spotlight. I want to reiterate once again, though, everything here is speculative. Here's some background so you can fully understand what I'm talking about. Marlow, a little over a year ago, had a huge campaign against her within the PvP community, with this video on screen bringing a ton of coincidences to light, and ultimately convincing the community that Marlow is not the person that she presents herself to be, and her real identity is someone who goes by the name of Danger Mario, who was a player on a big Vanilla Anarchy server back in the early days of Vanilla PvP. Marlow then went to debunk it in her video talking about her entire experience in the PvP community, which effectively cleared her name. Look at all these coincidences. Marlow had the same PC specs as Danger Mario, the same hotbar layout, the same text while editing, this claim is really dumb, the same cursor color, this is also really dumb, Marlow being very closely connected to a series of Danger Mario alts on Purity Vanilla, and being closely related to Danger Mario's friends. There's a fair number of coincidences here, but no hard proof. This screenshot is 100% real from over a...
Yo, why did I just get flashbangs, bro? I just looked at the logs. What logs? Server logs. What server? MCPP. Because I am Danger Mario. Son?
This screenshot is 100%
Yo, Dona just called her out for lying.
real from over a year before this expose even came out.
What's bizarre about this claim is that it's already fully debunked within the totalitarianism portion of my video from 2024. Unfortunately, that video is not only age restricted, but is also over 2 hours long, meaning that its reach is limited in comparison to Eximity's. This effectively allows Eximity to freely spout nonsense because the amount of people capable or willing to seek out what actually happened here is so low that it's practically irrelevant to him. This intention is reflected when Eximity lies by saying I'm supposedly connected to a series of Danger Mario alt accounts, when in reality the list he displayed on screen is a list of players who were banned after being targeted by his Meteor client spoofing exploit. This exploit was used in order to ruin people's reputations and get them falsely banned on servers by spoofing the Meteor client usage emblem onto them. The context of the screenshot you're seeing on screen is that one of the people associated with a friend of Danger Mario's was punished for account sharing in tier list fights, and I made this joke to play into the rumors that were being spread by the same person at the time.
I made this joke, bro. Like, what is she even saying right now, bro?
Is that in 2022, this rumor wasn't actually a mainstream thing that was being used to defraud me, and was more so a bizarre conspiracy that I found relatively funny at the time, which was why I was willing to joke about it. The notion that I associate with this friend group is nothing short of preposterous, as they are the same people who have spent literal years impersonating me, harassing me, and trying to dox me and my friends. Eximity's decision to leave out all of these details is malicious beyond any reasonable doubt because he was directly involved in the process of sharing evidence regarding it all the way back in 2024. Anyone that watched that video would know the insane lengths that this group of people has gone to in order to impersonate me and ruin my reputation. With that all being said though, it's time to move on to the next claim.
The next thing I want to focus on is my personal experience. And
wait, actually, I'm trying to watch Dr. Donuts. Dr. Donuts stream.
Publicly, like, made him seem like a horrible person, but the screenshots were just completely fake.
He's had multiple competitive offensive like boosting and account sharing, and he said a lot of threatening things regarding—
Oh my god! This is fake! Why is she still putting this in the video? These are screenshots from somebody who disliked King Default. This is just these are completely fake screenshots. Zero proof that these are real. No Discord login. Nothing, bro. This is fake. This is insane that she's still trying.
Bro. Literally all of her. Yo, Cal, you still there, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, literally all the fucking screenshots he has in the video are not like proven to be real, bro.
The cancel default. That's insane.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This is why am I even saying she, bro? This is not Marlow.
As well as stuff like leaking information about where I live.
These could be real screenshots, but the other ones are definitely not fake. Default like doesn't curse ever, so those screenshots are just guaranteed fake.
I'm not saying that in the sense that we have a poor relationship anymore, but what I'm trying to say is that if you're looking at things from an objective point of view, those punishments were valid.
I don't think so. No, I don't think
As
so.
you know.
They were also unfair. She blacklisted or she restricted default for a year for boosting. People usually only get restricted for way less time.
Oh,
and also the boosting was like very minor. It was like he played an alt account once, and then he also, I don't even, something else very small that people get unbanned instantly.
Damn, bro. All right. Let's watch the
Now
video.
you can consider this video to be a little bit more of an expose, as a lot of things I reveal here are not known. I've been active within the tier list community since 2021, and ever since 2022, I've been regarded as the best player in the Axe kit. And over time have slowly built up my name to be considered one of the best overall players of all time. Despite that, I am completely barred from competitive play on the tier list. But there's a very solid reason for this. For some background, at the start of 2024, I had a player do tier tests on my account with cheats in order to get me the rank of high tier 1 in the SMP kit. Or, in other words, make me the best SMP player on the tier list. After a few days, we were caught. This resulted in all of my tiers being taken away, even though I was completely legitimately the best Axe player. Being screenshotted and having proved I'm a legit player multiple times.
She's using an AI voice for the rest of the video,
I think we
bro.
can all agree on
Like
that.
at the start, it was her real voice. We don't know if it's real. Maybe she's just like hired an actor or some shit. But right now it's AI. But like this is Eximity speaking right now. But like when she's gonna speak, it's she like confirmed it. It's 100% AI.
Pretty unwarranted. A ban from the SMP kit would have sufficed just fine. But because it was convenient for the tier list and would set an example to people who wanted to unfairly achieve tiers, they decided to do it. Now, that was a long time ago, and I would actually be unbanned today if that was the only thing. The reason I'm not is because I decided to pursue content creation after I was banned from the tier list. It went well for a few months until my past caught up to me. Now, this is the main reason I am not unbanned. See, for the longest time up until this point, I was secretly friends with one of the most harmful players in the community. I'd met him when I was literally 12, and over the years, I developed a very fucked up sense of humor, if you can even call it that. And to the community, on one end, I was a nice, funny content creator, and on the other end, I was hanging out and involved with some of the most dangerous people in the Minecraft community. There are lots of instances where you could see me take part in that behavior, and while a ton of things are meaningless and far out of context, there were lots of things that I did actually take part in, such as doxing another player's personal information. Now, this is completely fucked up, and I made a video a little less than a year ago talking about it. But it is safe to say that I absolutely deserved my ban, and the truth eventually reached the masses, and I was quite hated for who I turned out to be behind the scenes. By this point, I'd completely vanished from the community. After the better part of a year being completely absent from the community and the game, I came back with a video addressing everything to mostly very positive reception. Now, I'm very grateful for my second chance that I've been given by the community, but I was also promised by my friend, Marlow, that I would be able to appeal my ban, and if accepted, eventually be able to play on the tier list again. And now, it has been over a year since she initially promised me this, and I am still completely in the dark about a potential appeal. This is simply because there is no system in place for people to appeal their ban. This isn't about me, it's about the fact that I have been promised a fair chance just like everyone else, and have been lied to for over a year about it. This is primarily because the inner framework of the tier list is completely unprofessional and corrupt, as stated before.
What?
There's a lot
I think I like mans, bro.
to unpack here, but I'll start.
Bro, this is so much. Yo, Charzilla, $20. Thank you, bro. Holy moly. Yeah, actually, holy moly, bro. This is so fucked up.
$20, bro.
W Charzilla, bro. I'ma eat.
Let's go.
I'ma be able to eat now, bro.
Start by addressing the statements made about how I allegedly lied to Eximity about him being able to appeal. While this is not true, he does have reason to be frustrated. I say this because blacklist appeals haven't been available to players for a long time now, and it was initially anticipated that a better system would be in place for it at this point. The reason that appeals haven't been opened under a standard ticketing system is because there would be so many that it wouldn't be sustainable whatsoever. The blacklist prioritizes facilitating prevention rather than reformation, since in itself, being banned from Minecraft communities is a relatively light punishment for committing crimes. I'm personally against the philosophy of having any kind of indefinite bans in place, as I think they're not only mentally unhealthy for the perpetrator, but also far more prone to—
Well, I want to see what Dona is saying, bro.
Instantly for, but because of those fake screenshots. Yo, all right, I'm gonna call Marlow, but she's just not gonna answer, bro. I'm gonna DM and say, do you want
He's
to call?
actually calling Marlow, bro. Wait, I'm gonna call Marlow too.
He's not gonna answer, bro. because she has to schedule a call with an actor. The actor has to hop on Discord. The actor has to get a second call in his headphones to get coached during the call. That's just not gonna happen.
And I've come to realize more and more that the tension between us is something bad for everyone. I want you to know that I'm sorry we were never able to be on the same page. And I think it is largely stems from the way that in which I'm a bit of an introverted person, and you seem to be the opposite of that. So we never really meshed well together in comparison to how you mesh with other people who make more public appearances.
Yo, she's just trying to like get a fan, bro. Or I mean, she's trying to get fans from this. Like, what in the world is this?
I respect the way in which you have tried to help other people grow their channels and reputations. It's something I've tried to do as well, and I think it's just generally a good thing to do for the community and players in it. I think what started the tension we felt.
Yo, guys, can you? Does this look like a wig to you guys? Like, I don't know. To me, this looks like a wig. Can you guys? Doesn't that look like a wig?
Bro, this is clearly not a wig, bro. What is he even saying?
Bro, here's why. She's
I don't think it's a wig.
It's because in the hand cam video, this girl didn't have the same hair as in the hand cam video, so she had to put on the hand cam video wig. Hold on, wait,
yeah, that's true, bro. She didn't have the same hair, bro.
Does this look like the same person?
Like
this person's.
Wait,
I don't know, bro.
Like her
this
hair is
person's
curly.
body looks way bigger than this person's body.
Bro, might actually be a donut.
We need to see her hand. Did she show her hand the whole time or at all during the video? Because we need to see if it's.
I don't think she did.
Wait, that's what we need to see. But yeah, it definitely looks like a wig. Like, it looks like the same wig here. I don't know.
Is a way in which
she didn't show her hands any? Bro, show your hands in hand cam. Wait. She didn't show her hands. Does that mean she didn't even hand cam? She didn't even show her PvPing?
No, she didn't even show her hands, bro. That's crazy. All right, let's go. Let's watch her response video.
Staff bias. Unfortunately, the wait for a proper appeal system is quite similar to waiting out an indefinite ban, so I'm sorry to everyone who that affects. Something I'd like people to know is that I plan on removing the integrated blacklist system from MC tiers and passing off the project to someone willing to run it as an external community resource.
All plans,
While some form of blacklisting system was definitely necessary for the community, it being mixed in with the already insurmountable workload that MC tiers requires is definitely not the best path forward for it. With that being said though, let's move on to some of the other things Eximity said here.
I recently started PvPing again by evading my ban on PvP Club, and it is very ironic that I've beaten every single player I fought, even the best of the best Axe players. Now tell me, what is the point of a ranking system to determine the best players if the best players aren't even allowed to play? I've gotten all mentions of me removed from the Axe tier list despite dominating it, completely changing the meta, and having high tier 1 for over a year straight until I ended up getting banned, which is the only reason I lost it. I was completely untouchable because of completely unrelated drama to my undeniable skill and influence I've had on the game.
Those here realized though is that being loose out and if they couldn't be leaving the Jackson.
I'm actually just gonna skip
and like I said before,
people shouldn't be. The fact that banned players are uploading these videos causes them to gain more public support simply because it appears as though supporting the video is supporting a victim. What people don't seem to consider though is that the ones uploading these exact videos have just about every reason imaginable to distort the truth, since not only does it let them evade accountability, but it also lets them get their way by eliminating someone they view as an obstacle. Doing this doesn't only grant them victim status, but hero status as well. This is because victims who speak out against injustices are generally seen as virtuous, which is exactly how people saw Eximity when he uploaded this video. There's a section of my video from 2024 that warns people about this exact pattern of behavior.
Evidence double standard.
One assumption that people have made out of this scenario though is that I completely avoid playing servers other than PvP Club, which isn't the case at all. In fact, a significant portion of my tier test—
she is a woman. She has a personal life, bro. It has nothing to do with her cheating or Minecraft, bro. Like, that's what her fans are saying, bro. Like, she's a woman, blah, blah. It doesn't matter, bro. If she was a man, she was cheating, she was, like, in the same situation, we would do the same, bro. Like, it's just weird, bro.
Have taken place across different servers, including ones I had no staff role on. Despite this, though, there's a pretty unfair double standard that's being applied to me. When I tested for Tier 1 in Sword, Vexay was assigned to me, and the staff team asked us to decide on a server to play. I suggested multiple different options, but Vexay completely insisted on doing his own server. It's worth mentioning that I didn't even own any of the servers that I was suggesting to him, yet Vexay refused to fight me on any of them despite them being the most popular servers to play on at the time. Furthermore, Vexay uploaded a video proving his legitimacy by booting his computer in-game while recording his monitor. Somehow his video has been met with extremely positive reception, whereas my video that provided more than his has been met with massive amounts of hate. What all this shows here is that the community has virtually no regard for fairly judging evidence standards.
Yeah, bro, Vexay did the right thing. He made a video where he showed his screen and he showed like himself playing.
Only form their opinions based on preference of the person. I've had tons of people sending me hate for the camera angle in my video, but it's actually the best possible angle that could be done without adding in additional cameras, since it somewhat displays both my monitor and my other hand on the keyboard, which wouldn't be possible from a bird's eye view. I find it ludicrous that people are giving me hate for this while Vexay is able to provide much less and receive tons of public praise for it. It's all incredibly backwards, and unfortunately it's not the only scenario.
She can just live stream while playing. Yeah, exactly, bro. She could just live stream some shit, bro. She doesn't want to, bro, because she's definitely like Danger Mario, bro.
Scenario in which double standards are being applied. I'll now be moving on from this point.
Another thing that I'd like to talk about is how Flotus was literally there and watched this happen, and somehow in his new video he concluded that Marlow wasn't cheating. I don't know how you can go from thinking Marlow bullied in the cheats to just suddenly thinking she's legit. Additionally, this also happened for Swipe. You can see in an unlisted live stream of his, he's constantly happy Marlow.
I can't lie, bro. Like, nah, that's just fucked. That is just fucked, bro. Literally, out of nowhere, her hit started doing like double damage, bro. What was that?
Dude, she swear to God, bro, what the fuck was that? Did you see how many times?
No, oh my god,
Dude, she fucking did a 3-heart axe crit. That's not possible. We're really gonna talk about how like she was down 20 rounds and all of a sudden her hits started doing more damage, bro?
And he even complains that I'm right, another Hydra 1 axe player in his DMs. However, suddenly starts commenting and defending Marlow. This makes absolutely no sense.
In this portion of the video, Kuma brings up the fact that Swight has previously accused me of cheating in an axe PvP test. This refers to a live stream where I ended up making a significant comeback against Swight, and during the process he accused me of using strength and resistance potion effects.
He
Swight has
maxed
already
out his
retracted
lang
his claims,
stat.
stating that he only made them out of frustration. But for
actually
some
funny,
reason,
though.
people are under the impression that I've somehow blackmailed him into doing so I'll be taking the time to address the proof today. Here's a few clips for context.
What? Wait, how did that do so much? What? Wait,
What?
how did that do so much damage? There's no world where that should have killed me. What? Wait, what the fuck was that? That's just absurd. What was that damage?
That was actual, bro. She just pulled out her sword and she
No, that was
she
not
did 1.5
possible at
hearts, bro.
all.
How?
Like, what? What is happening? No, like, I'm just shocked. She
No,
had
it wasn't an axe grip, bro. It was a sword hit, bro. And she just pulled it out, bro.
resistance. I don't know. What is that damage? No, I'm clipping that. Yo, that.
Let's do that.
She has resistance. She just has resistance. I don't know.
Bro, that shit just did 2.5 hearts, bro.
What is that damage? No, I'm clipping that. Yo, that is not fucking possible.
Not crit, by the way.
Hello?
Yup, not crit.
Motherfucker just did super crit. She has fucking strength. Dude, she fucking did a 3-heart axe crit. That's not possible.
No, it was 2.5. It was 2.5.
2.5, bro, but I can count. Like, I know. Like, you know how you just know from experience.
Wait, I'll be
if
back.
you're
I'll
gonna
be
die or
back.
not?
When? How much time?
Like 5 minutes.
Alright.
Just give me a second.
I'll just continue making the video.
Before I proceed, I'd like to reiterate that I'd prefer if people didn't vilify Swight for the manner in which he behaved here. It's in the past, and he's transparent about the fact that he said it out of frustration. As for the actual damage values, if you go through the video, you can clearly see that it lines up. For instance, in the round where Swight accuses me of using resistance, you can see that he dealt damage proportionate to me having roughly 2 hearts at the end of the round, which is correctly displayed in chat. As for the two main instances where Swight calls me out for using strength, we can see if the damage is indeed possible based on the amount of health he has. Kuma's video phrases this situation as if it's bizarre that Swight would go back on his claims, but considering the claims are so easily debunked, with even his friends in the call telling him so, it's much more reasonable to assume that he genuinely retracted his opinion here rather than somehow being blackmailed into doing so. It doesn't seem like the community thinks this way though, since it's become an extremely widespread narrative that I'm apparently blackmailing people into silence. This leads me to an important point that I've been waiting up until now to bring up. I'm going to play a clip to demonstrate.
And while I could say a lot more, just like Dr. Donut here, I'm sort of forced to be silent. So that wraps up the video.
What you just saw reveals how this situation is able to be twisted in a manner that allows virtually no room for anyone to...
I'll actually give you like a break from the ads, bro. I'm just goated. I'll remove the ads from this stream. But for real, I don't even like control them, bro. But I think I can remove them. I'm not sure though. Monetization. Frequency, I'll put them like low. Save. Alright, you should have like less ads. A lot less ads.
Defend me. When malicious actors pretend that they have stuff to say, but that they're being silenced from doing so,
Eximity has dedicated his life to make Marlow
to the point where anyone who defends me is automatically written off as someone who is blackmailed by me. This method has proven to be extremely effective for isolating me, since
in the video, let's do it. $25,000 to your pocket if you do this. Why would you not? I promise you, this girl's not gonna do it. It's just the fight's never gonna happen.
From mid tier 1, which back then was equivalent to what high tier 1 is now to high tier 2, just completely randomly because UCC Dog didn't think I should be tier 1.
Her anchors were unhuman speeds. A random new account joins the community is instantly like and can anchor at God speed that no one else can do. I would do the same thing. If somebody is playing like unlegit, I would ban them, bro.
And after the vanilla tier list Discord was remade again, a few months later I tested for high tier 1, which required me to be the best player in both my own region
and goat is back.
Good. All right, let's finish the video. You ready?
Any would-be supporters can automatically assume that they're just going to be labeled as someone who is either blackmailed or paid off.
That shit was so bad, bro. Worst fucking response video I've ever seen, bro.
Neither of which are good for their reputation.
It's so boring, bro.
Since the direct effect of this causes the claims they go uncontested, it fosters an environment of mass conformity to the narrative that I'm somehow a blackmailer. This is obviously an extremely immoral strategy for people to try to use on me, but that's completely irrelevant to those who want me gone. I know that this strategy has been actively diminishing my support circle, because I've seen several people delete their comments due to the hate received from it. Most people don't know this, but it's also the actual reason for why Swite initially deleted his comment that was offensive of me. The reason people didn't realize this was because Swite would eventually later end up leaving a comment that was critical of me, but that doesn't retrospectively invalidate the fact that he was targeted with lies to the point where he felt pressured into deleting the first one. While we're on the topic of his more recent comment though, I'd like to take a moment to respond to it. What you have to understand about when I was making my handcam video is that the most widespread allegations I was receiving were different from what they are today. I made my video in a manner that actually reasonably addressed those claims. However, my video is now being judged based on an entirely separate allegation that I used stun hacks, which only became popular after the video was posted. This method of judgment is unfair. To put it into a better perspective though, imagine a police officer suspects someone of driving under the influence, so they give them a breathalyzer test. After the suspect passes the test, they decide to arrest them anyways because their parking was weird. It's not like I was ever given any set of instructions or parameters on what I was supposed to do aside from debunking the current allegations. For those of you wondering what a stun is though, it's the hit after you perform a shield disable. Within my handcam video, I only miss one shield disable, but I rarely go for double click stuns, which is what Swite's comment is referencing. This ultimately comes down to the fact that my setup had to be different when recording the handcam video, since if I used keyboard place like usual, then it would elevate my middle finger to where you can no longer properly see my pointer finger clicking attack. As a result of this, my mouse grip was slightly different in a way that made performing double clicks feel less natural than I was used to, and since I was winning by so much, I didn't ever imagine that something like this would be a problem. It was also much more important that my left clicks were visible. I've actually spoken to Swite about potentially meeting up and dueling on LAN in order to fully disprove the allegations. While this might seem extreme to some people, what you have to consider is that my entire livelihood has repeatedly been torn apart by people going after me like this, and it's simply become far too profitable at this point for people to stop anytime soon. So Swite, if you're watching this, I want you to know that the door is still open on that offer, and I'd appreciate being given the opportunity to prove my legitimacy in such a concrete way. Now that we've gone over the 4 main videos on this topic, it's time to move on and discuss the macroing evidence that's been going around lately. What you're seeing on screen right now is a list of frame timings for both my respawn anchors and my base attribute swaps. Since these timings are taken from montages and demonstrations, we can pretty easily rule out the respawn anchor evidence. This is because of the fact that the way in which I anchor practically requires you to have consistent timing for it to work, and if it didn't work, then obviously the clip would never be included in the video. There's not too many people who would want to watch messy gameplay when it comes to videos like these. On the other hand though, the attribute swap evidence is slightly different. Unlike respawn anchors, which would very visibly disrupt the quality of gameplay if executed poorly, when it comes to attribute swaps, that's only half true. The fact that I never miss an attribute swap in my base montage makes perfect sense, since failing one would completely ruin the clip. If you look at montages from other top players, the same behavior can obviously be seen. On the other hand though, the timing at which I swap back to my sword after an attribute swap is far less important to the quality of a clip. Yet I almost always seem to do so in exactly 3 frames. This is in fact unusual, however not to the degree that people seem to think. In order for you to understand why that is though, I'm going to need to explain how Minecraft actually processes inputs. Minecraft doesn't run continuously in real time. It operates on a tick-based system. The game updates at 20 ticks per second, meaning 1 tick every 50 milliseconds.
Nah bro, she's dropping some elite ball knowledge right here.
Yeah, bro, like
let's listen to it, bro.
Inputs you perform during that 50 millisecond window don't execute immediately. They get queued and processed together on the next game tick. This is important because it means your actions aren't registered at precise moments, but are instead grouped into blocks of time. When I land a mace hit and immediately switch back to my sword, both inputs often fall into adjacent tick windows, which is why it usually shows up as 3 frames. In other words, what you're seeing isn't actually frame-perfect timing, but rather the way in which Minecraft makes it appear so. With proper muscle memory, this pattern isn't nearly as unrealistic as people seem to think it is, especially because of the fact that the montage was recorded at a lower tick rate. Ultimately, due to the low sample size of this evidence, paired with the fact that it's taken from a montage, in no world
Yo, how did she get a lower tick rate on MC PvP? That's actually so true. Yo, Callie, how did she get a lower tick rate on MC PvP, bro? Yo, hello, twin.
What happened?
Yo, she said that her mace montage was recorded in lower tick rate. That's why it's always 3 frames.
No, that's fucking cap. That's fucking
I know,
cap.
but
That shit is fake.
How does she fucking record in like a slower on MCPP, bro? That means she would have like changed the whole service tick rate, bro.
The montage is real. All the clips in montage are real.
I would be treated as
she's saying
proof.
that, but
Since
she
with a
didn't
better
use the
data set,
mod
you
or
see
she
more
didn't
variance.
slow down the time.
Clearly,
all the clips are real, and she's like lying,
used
bro.
against me here actually stems from a well-known concept called survivorship bias, which is when conclusions are formed solely from material that survives a filtering process. Since montages are a filtered dataset by design, you're not going to get the full picture in terms of statistics. Now that we've covered that though, there's one more claim which I'd like to go over that's been gaining traction recently. I've seen a lot of people using clips of conjoined actions like these to accuse other people for hacking. What actually happened here was the person recording experienced lag that caused all of the actions to appear as if they happened at once when his game resynchronized. I've managed to replicate this exact same thing a few times now under these circumstances, so it's safe to say that this was the case. Now that we've gone through all of the accusations in this video, there's a few things I'd like to talk about.
Yeah, she definitely fucked up, bro.
I feel like one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that there's an element of stamina when it comes to dealing with allegations like these. If you open up TikTok, for example, you'll see tons of people who randomly make claims that aren't true whatsoever. A lot of this started back when It's Real Me made an appearance on the Unstable SMP, and I would end up becoming collectively hated across TikTok when I passed him shortly afterwards. This led to people going to great lengths to prop up It's Real Me by stating that I only passed him because he got a job and went to college, when he was actually only in high school, and neither of these things were true. People would add on to this by circulating around tons of completely made-up rumors about me, which somehow regularly receive thousands of likes. The point I'm trying to make here is that whether or not rumors get spread about me is seemingly completely out of my control, since random unforeseen circumstances like It's Real Me appearing in an Unstable SMP video should normally have no negative effect on me, yet somehow it does. I don't even have a TikTok account, but one exists of me with over 100,000 followers. With the sheer quantity of false information that goes around regarding me, there's simply no possible way for me to keep up with it all. Yet it seems as though people are under the impression that for every new allegation that comes up, I'm intentionally dodging it if I do anything other than debunking it. Quite frankly, I find this way of living to be a bit depressing. If I don't respond to allegations, my reputation continually degrades itself over time and I end up being isolated. But if I do respond, I have to put everything else in my life on hold and spend my time repeatedly debunking things. This is all a complete contrast to the act of spreading allegations, which in many cases requires nothing more than making confident statements in a way that implies that what's being said is simply a well-known fact. The amount of stamina required from each side is simply disproportionate, and I'd appreciate if more people could keep that in mind. With that being said, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, bro. Shut the fuck up. Yo, that was soul buns, bro.
At the top of the screenshot, Eximity can be seen asking Rysaw, "You swatted Amelia?" To which Rysaw replies
Finally,
with
bro,
no.
yeah.
But before Eximity can read and process this,
over,
he sends another message claiming, "Do anything to
stopping the
Eximity
fast
and you."
voice.
Eximity then recognizes that Rysaw was not the one to swat Amelia and asks who may have been responsible.
It's really
which
bad,
he
but not
follows
relevant. Yeah.
up with a direct request for Rysaw to swat her.
Yeah, it's not relevant,
In
bro.
addition,
Half of the video was just not relevant, bro. Deadass. Callie, bro, what do you think? Like, about the whole video?
Trash.
Exactly.
The video is just a waste of time. Maybe someone should like make a resume of the video. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's the word? I forget it. I forget it.
Resume. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, bro. Yo.
There's no way, bro.
Yeah, a summary. We need to make a summary of the video, bro. Nah, bro. Alright, Callie, you wanna hop on?
Oh, what? Where?
Like, just play Mace, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna edit videos. I have a video.
Oh yeah, I need to edit a video too, though. That's true. The 100 v3.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, you wanna see it? Well, I'm gonna end stream. Alright,
Yeah,
see everyone. It was a very nice
guys.
stream.
See ya.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice one. That stream was insane, bro. I got so many donations. I got so many viewers. Alright, see ya.